Hello and welcome to the Adventure Archive. My name is Ryan, and I'll be your dungeon master tonight as we continue our adventures in the Dark Kingdoms. With me, as always, we have Matt as Victor of the Caldera, the human death cleric, Jess as Dariana Bloodright, the Elfmark Seraphage sorceress, Jason as Cutter the Faceless, the Daraku rogue duelist, Andy as Beatum Davelbreen, the gnome divination wizard, and Eric as Sylvester, the Dhampir warlock, and his imp familiar Annie. The Dark Kingdoms takes place in the Midgard setting, which is published by Kobold Press, so you will notice some differences in some of the races, classes, features, and whatnot. Also, please be aware this is an evil campaign containing evil aligned characters in a dark fantasy setting, and as such may not be suitable for some audiences. Graphic descriptions of gore, murder, mutilation, and torture are fairly common. Speaking of Annie, we do have some new badges, some new emotes. Can we get some of those new emotes in chat for the Adventure Archive? We got, I can see the locked ones. We got the Go Ham, because that is what everyone decided to do in the Dread Fortress. It worked out to an extent. Let me put some music on as well. There we go.
There we go. I was gonna say it sounds so different
now
without music. Now you're feeling it.
Dead silence. Now we're good. Now we get.
Yeah.
Our new evil emote. I think we might have had that on Monday, but I am not sure.
Yeah, we had it Monday.
Yep. We have some other emotes that I can drop because I am currently the channel right now.
I'm locked out of love.
Thrub Love. We have the logo. So those are your tier 2 and tier 3s for right now. I'm still kind of bummed that you can't, like, when you choose an emote, it doesn't let you unlock the higher tier emotes because it's only for 24 hours. That was kind of what I was hoping for.
Gotcha.
But it does not let you do that. But anyway, so that is where we were at with that. What else did we have new and different coming up? Did we do? I feel like something was different. I don't remember what it is.
Emote wise or badge? We got some badges, right?
We got badges. We got some new badges. The Annie badge. We had the blood. We had the skull. So we're going to start incorporating badges that represent each of the players. Blood drop is obviously Dariana. The skull is for Victor, who collects them. And Annie is clearly for Sylvester. So we'll continue to add those as we go. So if you would like those, use bits, because that's how you get them. And we will eventually have bit tier emotes as well. What I wanted to do, I have all of the things open I need open. And I don't need them right now. I even have the overlay on right now. Which is fantastic. So what I wanted to do this time was kind of do a kind of full campaign recap to now to kind of get going, since we did finish what felt like almost a little arc within our arc, as you guys had annihilated the denizens of the Dread Fortress, at least most of them, enough to leave it and the town a wreckage, which we will see. So basically, what happened in our last session and what happened kind of in the course of the campaign, as we began this campaign, which had to have been, gosh, a year and a half ago at this point.
Yes.
Hey, what's up?
Exactly.
Gorgon gone. Appreciate the lurk. Almost exactly a year and a half. I think it was like September we started this, in 30 sessions before we ever got on stream. So you all started as minions of Lord Rojan, the Glutton of Hanksburg. Part of his revenue in various aspects Well, not all of you. Two of you. Two of you started as that. As the rest of you died. You originally started. What's that?
We started as that, but
yeah.
that character died.
Yeah, absolutely. So, at the very beginning, you were minions of Lord Rojan, the glutton ruler of Hanksburg, a town in Morgau, the vampire kingdom of Midgard. After some brief kind of testing to see how the party would work together, you were sent out on a mission. That mission was to kidnap the what you guys perpetually call the princess, but a up-and-coming young warrior of the female governed kingdom of Paranelia, Dejana Severn. Long road to get there. At one point, stopping by the blood vaults of Sister Alcava, and on the way there through the blood vaults to get to that corrupted sister, Dre, our Shadow Fae, was destroyed and sucked dry by a blood ooze. The first death of the campaign. After defeating her, you continued on. At one point, you beat him being kidnapped by his arch nemesis and disappearing for months. To return, as you entered the Margrave with Victor in tow. Victor now, not now a Death Cleric, but Matt now playing the human Death Cleric Victor, with Beatum coming back into the fold. As you ventured through the Margrave, battling various, Fey-style forest creatures, you suffered the second loss of the campaign, and that was your Trollkin Ghost Knight Tongue Taker being enveloped and crushed by a shambling mound as you all fled a giant treant that you had unfortunately camped under.
Or Tongue Taker.
Hate shambling mounds.
As you continued through the Margrave, you were taken prisoner basically by this kind of band of evil orphans in the Margrave. And as you were, kind of aroused from your forced slumber due to the kind of poison or potion you had drank, you found a new member with you, and that ended up being Sylvester. And if I remember correctly, his first words were something like, "So we're gonna fucking kill them all, right?" And everyone agreed heartily, murdered them all, and continued out of the Margrave. Crossing across the continent to Paranelia, you successfully infiltrated, found, kidnapped Dejana Severn, and left with very little hubbub except for the hubbub you yourself caused by burning parts of it down and blaming it on somebody else. You successfully made your way back to Hanksburg, where you gave Dejana Severn, this young 15-year-old girl, to the glutton of Hanksburg to do with as he would, only for the next day to have the king of all vampires, Lucan, show up, backhand Rojan across the room, tell you all that you really fucked up and could have started a civil war, but good job, guess what, you work for me now. I need some people to do some things for me. And what he told you to do was to hunt down the heretical faction of Red Sisters, known as the Red Winter, who wanted to remove vampires from the worship of Morena, and as well as figure out what was going on with the Ghoul Alliance, because there seemed to be some type of disruption in some faction within the ghouls, some discontent brewing somewhere. So go find those two things out, and the first place to go is Zobek, where there were murmurs of some of that discontent. While you were there, you found both ghouls and the Red Winter working together in an underground temple, where you, first of all, killed one of the consuls of Zobek, but were able to destroy the leaders of that heretical sect of Blood Sisters and find a path forward as Morena, the blood goddess herself, came to you in a kind of ruby crystal statue of her spoke to you in an oracular way and told you what did I not? She gave you this kind of oracular speech. She said, "Ghouls stir beneath the earth, discontent and plotting. Heretical sisters in red seek to couple the Lady of Lust to the Hunger God. The imperial blood of the fallen mermaid holds the key. The Master of Visions can lead the way. Disrupt the dark wedding, remind the flesh eaters of their place. Fate has decreed it so." After speaking with Lucan, you made your way to the Master of Visions, where you all received visions that caused you to make a difficult decision, and that is where our stream actually started. After getting to the Master of Visions, defeating him, he gave you some more information, and that was that what he put in your mind was another vision, and it was of a Derkul High Priest of Vardizane receiving himself a vision from the Hunger God, demanding the capture and sacrifice of Archduke Avgost Valerska of Krakova, brother of the dead king of fallen Krakova. His royal blood would appear to somehow bestow a boon upon the ghouls that could rock the balance of the world, and is somehow tied in to this dark wedding you had previously heard about. You then went to Carriessen to seek out the court in exile to try to find him. He left before you could infiltrate the castle, ended up on a shadow road, left into the stone galleries where he was apparently abducted by some ghouls. You came upon that party. A battle ensued. And then you made some allies of some spear maidens. And they told you the best place that he might be would be the dread fortress of Orzelburg. You made your way there, infiltrated the fortress, disrupted some type of dark ritual, not quite the ritual you were looking for. A massive battle ensued. I think the final count was like 37 different creatures, whether they be guards or skeletons or chefs or dogs or shadow
Or
mancers.
Andy's with his new subscription.
Yeah.
Skin bats.
Hey, thank you so much for the resub, Andy. Can we get an exclamation point, Andy,
Andy's
in the chat for our
awesome.
best mod ever?
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
Can.
You left the Dread Fortress in just a bloody wreckage, and had also sent a number of the guards into the town to also leave that as a wreckage. So as you were leaving the Dread Fortress on your stolen undead mounts, that is where we will pick up this.
As we do. As we do.
So,
They weren't stolen. They were given to Shroudson.
yes. Yes.
All right. So we took a short rest, correct? While
no.
I thought you said while the guy was prepping our horses,
Yes, you did.
we
You
were
did
able
take
to get a short rest in. Okay.
Yeah. So as you guys are riding out of the gates on your undead steeds.
Well, we had a general idea of which way we wanted to go. North to Jost is the street,
Jost.
correct? Yes.
Because
Because we know the
Spear
The
Sister was going to
gentleman-
lead us that direction, if I remember correctly.
yes.
It was in
Shoot.
fact. And which one is the one that's alive? Kielora?
Keylora.
That
with the big
is
sword.
Keylora.
Great sword.
Kielora with the
And-
big sword. Yeah.
And as we know, there's at least one spear sister and with the Duke.
Correct, my friend.
Yes.
Correct.
And Duke,
As far as I know.
they escaped very much.
Yeah. Figured as much. But... All right. Well, shall we ride north?
Bah.
Yes.
So as you are riding out, you head down the that kind of main road down into the town, because the Dread Fortress is kind of elevated above the town. What you hear around you are screams. You see some smoke rising from some small fires that have currently been set. As you just kind of casually ride through around you, you hear the continued sounds of battle. occasionally seeing people run across, occasionally seeing a conscript or a skeleton shuffle their way through, sword up, slashing at anyone that comes in their way. Occasionally, one will notice Shroudson leading the way on his undead mount. Stop, give a salute, continue on with their butchering of this town. It appears also, though, that some of the townsfolk have also taken up arms against their fellows, following these conscripts and skeletons. Apparently being...
I was kind of figuring the town would overrun these guys. There wasn't that many of them left.
No, but they appeared to have gathered more of their forces as they left the fortress. And they are both armed and armored.
Right.
And many of them are undead skeletons. So
we're not the good guys. We're not the good guys.
Nope, not at all.
Not the good guys. There we go.
So leaving that wreckage,
triple negative. It's math.
Leaving the wreckage of the Dread Fortress and the town of Orzelburg behind, Keylora leads the way. I think she is currently, if I remember correctly, on the back of an undead
She's with
mount.
Sylvester. She's with Sylvester.
At Shroudson. So it looks like Shroudson is on a horse with a spear maiden.
And I'm whispering to her, I wonder what's happening around here. Why are the... Because she wasn't there when I did
Yeah,
that.
she didn't hear it.
No,
She was inside.
Was not. Yeah.
Got more important things to
weird
do.
shit.
Let's go north.
Fantastic. So, the road to... Hey, thank you so much for the resub, Jables.
Hey, Jables.
Hey, friend.
Can we get a Jables in the chat, please?
Gables, it has been some time.
Welcome.
Where have you been, Jables?
He's been following us for 5 months. Can you
5
believe
months.
that?
Wow.
Oh man. Oh
Wait,
man.
we hit 5 months. Were we 5 months last time? Or were we
Really?
just 4?
Oh, wait, do I have the...
Quarantine is such a blur. Time doesn't
I
mean
should
anything to
have
me
this.
anymore.
It means nothing. So we are only 1 month away, though, from the next badge. Looks like... Oh, what is the current top tier badge? Is it the
12?
D8? Yeah. Yeah, the 3-month badge is a D8. Time is meaningless. Time is absolutely meaningless. As you are making your way forward, let me actually bring up kind of a world map. I will kind of do like one of
I
those.
felt like I had to break mine out of the world book.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
So cool.
So, you oh yeah, though. Yeah, I still left mine in the book in the new one. Where you had got to for the Stone Galleries was over here, and Orzelburg was about a day's-ish ride into kind of this general area. So you have probably about a 2 days ride at least up to Jost, which is here. If you look at it from a like political perspective, Jost is just inside of the Wolf Mark, and you guys are all aware. When you look at this map in general, Krakovar was its own kingdom until about 10 years ago, when the vampires and the ghouls formed the alliance and took all of Krakovar in this kind of blitzkrieg attack. Afterwards, Reaver dwarves from across the strait came down and actually started out just reaving, but realized they could actually kind of make more and do more if they kind of like liberated this area of Krakovar, and that is what happened, and that is what is the Wolf Mark. So they have kind of a mix of looted and liberated this area, and are now kind of seen as an almost safe haven if you can get out of Krakovar and into the Wolf Mark. So Jost is where you're going. That is where Keylora told you the remaining band of Spear Sisters was, that she was currently a part of.
Is it safe to assume that's getting colder?
Okay, wait. Remaining band of Spear Sisters. So, how many other were not part of the group?
Ooh,
Nope, you're left out in this instance, Eric.
why is that?
How so?
We're talking about two different things there.
Uh,
Okay. So
I don't think I need to. I need to see if I fixed this yet, and I don't know if I did.
really,
I did.
really loved you switching back and forth between the political map and the area maps. By the way, real smooth. Roll.
Oh, I like it. So I just stack them on Roll20 and just kick one to back each time I do it, and I can just like rotate. It's
awesome.
Nice. It's nice.
Very nice.
Whatever I was about to say, totally forgot. So Eric, I think you said something. What is it?
Yeah, I was asking her how many others weren't part of the original group. How many more are we meeting up with? The more the merrier. We could use numbers. How many more do you have?
Well, we were about half the party that was sent. Some of them actually stay here in Jost at the temple to Sif, there in the city of Jost. There's at least another 6 or 7 of us there, sent on various different missions as we work through Krakovar.
So we won't meet them till we get to Jost. We could use some hands now. Do you know of any closer?
I don't know of any closer in Krakovar. No, this is still controlled by more of your kind, mostly.
Krakovar is going to be difficult.
Do we know what the Temple of Sif is?
Goes on me.
Do you know what
The Temple of Sif.
Sif?
Is that what you said?
I did in fact say it was a temple to Sif, and is not the only temple.
Okay.
Okay, how far is that? Do we know?
It's in
Sorry,
Jost.
It's in Jost. It's like 2
okay.
days.
Yeah.
Ryan, would we know? Are the Wolfmark and the Paranalians allies, or would our realization that the Paranalians are helping the former royalty of Krakovar and the Wolfmark, is that a new revelation to us, or is that something that we would typically know?
So one of the things, so there are, you would know some things, such as, Sif specifically, is the, goddess of spear maidens, of, family, marriage, the mistress of Valkyries, wife of Thor, patron of women warriors and archers. So although most spear maidens do reside in Paranalia, again, Sif, Thor is a mask of Perun. So Sif is kind of seen as Perun's wife. So although the Spear Sisters you are mostly aware of are Paranalian, there are Spear Maidens or various factions, different types of Spear Sisters and things like that. We lost Eric. Across the continent, and there are some in the northern areas, some that were previously in Krakovar and things like that, that worship Sif as opposed to Perun, as more of the Sword Maiden, the goddess of Sword Maidens. So the fact that Paranalians and what may be a different sect of Spear Maidens would be working together, if you heard it, you wouldn't think it would be too out of the realm. Hey, Night, thank you so much for that resub. I appreciate that.
5 months. Every time I see it, I'm just like, whoa.
5 months. It's crazy. So
So
does that answer your question?
it gives me actually more questions. Were the Spear Sisters we traveling with, are they Paranalians, or are they possibly not from Paranalia?
So the ones that you are with specifically are Paranalians.
Oh, interesting.
But what Keylora just said is that you will see other spear maidens at the Temple of Sif that are not Paranalian. They're just working with them.
And are we gonna just waltz in here and get ganked by a bunch of like good people to be like, we can handle this now. Time to die.
That's what we have to figure out in our 2-day travel here. And I've been saying this from the get-go. That's what we need to make haste and try and catch them before they get to Jost.
Yeah.
Of course.
Figure they've got when we got here, and correct me on my time frame here, but when we got to this keep, it looked like the guards were just starting to search. They were just spreading out around that point.
You remember while you were in the tower that
We heard the bell.
alarms. You heard the bell. You heard the alarm bells, and you saw people searching.
And that was maybe a half a day, right?
Maybe a half a day. Yep. But they did.
Okay.
It is 2 of them. Yeah, they have at least a half day's lead if you push hard. Keylora does remind you though that she is currently your at least temporary ally. And it's probably a good idea you didn't kill her like you mumbled about constantly.
I never. Excuse me. I think you're misinterpreting what I said.
Yes. Well,
I have been nothing but an ally. I made friends with the people in the town. We've helped you. We are after the same thing.
No offense, my lady. I certainly did mumble about killing you, but it was mostly in jest and in bad taste. I appreciate your help and your sister's effort as well. We will not forget this, I promise you. And we are working towards the same thing, you can be assured.
And I whisper into her ear, because we're on the same horse, yes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, and by the way, gnomes, they're notoriously grumpy and they say all sorts of things, but look at him. Really, what kind of damage can he do?
Well, clearly not much.
Right. So don't you worry. I've got your back.
Unless there are more bats about, I suppose.
Right? Ha! I chuckle.
Edom starts mumbling something about ham.
Do not listen
Ham.
to that, people.
Just ham. Just a bunch of hams.
But I do drop a little voice into Beadham's head. Oh, we're gonna fucking kill her.
Can I talk back?
You can't. No, it's one way.
Damn it.
Unless you have a way to communicate back. My
yes, I actually do.
Oh.
Give me a moment to make sure I have a spell slot left.
It's his
to
last
cast
spell
it.
slot. Level 6.
Oh,
I
just
was gonna say,
say
I'm pretty sure you don't, but
I have a level
Yeah.
6 spell slot left, so hey.
yeah. Let's waste that.
Would
Uh,
someone say
oh, ham!
ham?
It's yeah. Where's my ham?
No.
Delicious.
No. I mean, I guess I could spend my level 6 spell slot to cast the level 5, but it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, it's okay. I know you. I know. I got you.
Beadham eyes you as he hears the voice, and he gives just a shake of the head.
gotcha.
Okay.
1 second. All right. Look at all those hams. Look at that. Look at that beautiful new emote that our wonderful blood sorceress made for us. Thank you, Dariana.
It's so good.
It's
so
so
good.
good. It's so good.
Were you just mugging to just do this? You got it, like awesome.
She loves
No,
ham so
that's like
much.
that's my favorite emote.
Loves
by the way. To go ham. It's awesome.
It's so good. It's so good.
Janelle!
The evil one is oh yeah, there's Janelle. Woo.
Oh, the evil one's
Um,
good too.
Yeah. Janelle is over, member of our local community, a member of our kind of stream community now, as well as a player over on our Monday game that is run by Andy, the Mythic Odysseys of Theros, where she plays Fakira.
How are ya? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
That was good. That was good. You nailed it.
Slightly
Got
less
it.
evil than you people.
Just a little bit.
Oh, no,
Yeah, the
they're
campaign,
good.
slightly different vibe. Wonderful, wonderful, fun game to watch. Though.
Oh,
Make
it
sure
is
you go
fun
check
to
those
play,
out on Monday. Just while we're dropping stuff, don't forget our community challenge. We are, I think, like, oh gosh, don't forget you're not allowed to contribute.
I know. I got
I'm not,
28,000 experience points.
Oh, that's all?
66%.
Right? I know. I'm
I only
26,000.
I only have 11,500, but I was watching on just the Adventure Archive for a long time, not
Right.
with my private.
So that's
channel.
why I can't wait to
Um,
watch a game I'm not in, so I can actually use.
Same
these
here. I
There
can't
you
wait.
go. There you go.
Oh, and a quick
Thank
other
you,
thing.
Thank
Jables.
you so
things.
much,
Thank you,
Jables.
Thanks, James. When we get maybe break time or anything, Jason should your book again later. Or
Oh
now,
yeah,
or
that
whatever.
is the other thing we need to
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna go here just so I can do this, so I can do one of these.
But maybe like right before our break, and then into stream. Because we got some. shit to do.
Yeah. All right. Works. Okay. So,
Nice.
I should make that a mod now because you guys will. Anyway.
Okay.
Um.
Whoa, what was that?
Sorry.
Somebody
me
opened,
laughing.
opened
I
some
laughed in
champagne.
my-
Sounds like someone opened a champagne bottle.
Popping bottles here, guys.
I was just
Pop
laughing
bottles.
at like thinking about Ryan just wanting to control everything and just like, nope, I'm not gonna let those guys do it.
What are you talking? I do not. I have never once
Never.
been told that I have control issues. Not a single time. So anyway.
Nope.
Anyway, so our community challenge that is currently up right now that is 67% is that Jess will run a game for us, whether that's 5e or some variation of whatever, Twister. It's gonna be a game.
Twister.
And she's gonna run it. And it's gonna be glorious and wonderful and probably full of puns and stuff.
We're gonna role play a game of Twister, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Correction,
it
it
was
is
the
a
first-
69%, a very evil number.
69%, guys.
Oh, that's
We're
not
done.
an evil number.
We're done.
I think
We're
that's
just
a
leaving
holy
it.
number.
Yeah,
Holy number.
it's a holy number. Yeah. So Janelle has put 18,000 into that. Hey, she's not in this game, so she can
Yes,
contribute.
that's fair.
All right. So make sure you do that. We also have a follower goal. And then I'll move on from this and we can actually playing the game. 69 was the real goal. In fact, it's the sub goal.
69 is always the goal.
It
Andy.
usually is. Usually
Yeah.
that's the goal.
Um,
In this particular case.
yeah.
Do I need to roll for Ghoul Chub? Does that need to do here?
Yeah, roll for Chubb, guys. Everybody roll for Chubb.
Roll
So,
for Chubb.
and also, whenever we hit 250 followers, we will be doing Sursa Victory's Tomb of Mercy tournament, convention style, one shot / module. If I can get a
Oh.
Sursa in chat.
Oh heck yeah!
But
I got a 2
Anyway.
for my job.
yeah,
Sorry.
gosh, now I have
That's
to
called
roll.
the Stub Chub.
Definitely. A micro,
Oh, I got
micro
a
job.
4 for Chubb. There we go.
getting
Okay,
there,
so
you're
you're,
getting there.
you're twice me. It's still pretty.
Victor feels very uncomfortable. Horse would beat them.
that
That must be
right.
Beatham's job.
I guess I was gonna say Beatham's probably uncomfortable more
he's a
than
Stub
anything.
Chub.
I can imagine
no,
Beatham's
no.
Uncomfortable.
No, we heard.
Oh man,
we heard,
we're due.
the barge.
Oh.
He
Oh,
drags
Jables,
on the
nice
floor.
roll there.
just
That's a good
these
one.
exponential increases on the Chubb. 2, 4, 8. There we go.
Yes.
There we go. So D&D, let's play it.
Let's play.
Yeah. Please.
I'm
Please.
dying over here.
I got.
I can only imagine though that
we need to
Beatham.
change of subject.
I can
A
only
reminder,
imagine though
kids,
that Beat 'em
this
is
is,
Beat 'em,
Hey.
content.
Beat 'em is the little spoon on the undead warhorse is what I can imagine.
But however,
And
I
he's
seem to recall. Yeah, exactly. Back in the city with the bards, one of the bards made a song about him bouncing off the floor or something of the sort.
Yes, he
That's right.
did. I
That's
remember
right.
that.
Oh lordy, gosh,
yeah.
that's a
Oh,
throwback.
I could find that if I hunted for it.
Yeah. So,
yeah, when you guys visited,
So as we all know, he's
yeah.
a three-legged gnome. Basically.
He's like a
All
trusty
right.
stool.
our little tripod, yes.
Nîmes,
So,
the pride of Nîmes.
as we D&D, as we Dungeon the Dragons, you guys left the town time. Keylora is directing you towards Jost. It's going to take at least 2 days.
I'd like to
Got 3
push our
legs
pace
horse
a
on
little.
2. Yep.
'Cause as far as we know, they don't have mounts.
As far as you know, you don't know anything. There could be 20 of them. All you know is an alarm bell rang and he wasn't in the fortress.
Okay, true. So push our pace, and I'm gonna have Annie up ahead scouting a little bit.
Okay, yeah. As she goes up and looks ahead and whatnot, excuse me, she sees the general layout ahead of you. The question is, as you're making your way across, are you going to try to select view? Are you going to make your way towards the main road and head up into Jost, or are you going to cross country? Pros and cons.
Right. Well, I'm gonna ask. We've got Keylora. She's still alive. Is that the one we're with?
Yes,
Yes.
her name.
Okay.
Is in
So
fact
I'm gonna ask
Keylora.
her. Which way do you think they would go? If there's just a couple of them, they could use our help.
Well, again,
Do you think they'd go cross country? I think they would probably try and keep a low profile, especially going through Krakovar.
Ryan, I think Victor at this point, because like he does love riding horses across the plains. Could he kind of suss it out and basically figure out which would be the most efficient way to get to Jost? Because the worst case scenario, we show up ahead of them, right, Eric?
Yeah, but I think we need to get them before they get to Jost.
But that way, like we just figure out which is the
If
fastest
we get
way.
there, maybe if we can get there first, and then
Yeah,
keep an eye, a little bit before the border, maybe get them while they're still in Krakovar would be ideal. And I can say that to you and everybody in my mind or in your mind, but I think that would be ideal, is to catch them before they hit the border.
So thank you so much for the Bane, Janelle. I appreciate it. I
Oh,
wish you could do them.
Janelle, I thought you were my
Bet
friend.
you do.
Quick reminder to everybody, you can use channel points and or bits to help and or hurt the players. We recently updated those as well. You can do Bane. Can we get some blesses and banes in the chat? You can help the players or help me hurt the players with blesses and banes. A new thing we added recently is shield, where you can basically, with your XP and bits, you cast spells on the party. You can give a player shield for a turn that will help them, or you can cast false life and give the players temporary hit points. So thank you so much for the Bane, Janelle. I will use it to great effect.
Did we change out false life to shield though, or
No, all we did, we changed out lesser restoration to shield and then dropped all the
Okay.
prices down. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, I love that I did it and then the timed one came through like 2 seconds later. So
Too late, Janelle. Too late.
I'll drop Banes to Andy all day in
Yeah.
and Theros too. Anyway, so the Keylora is not quite sure which direction they may go. It depends on how many were with them. Depends on if the Duke is injured at all. There are pros and cons to the road and to Overland. Yes, this is Krakovar. It is controlled by, again, your kind. So being on the road may be dangerous, but it would be faster. The road.
I whisper in her ear. I fucking hate my kind.
As do I. But if you look at as you're going through, I mean, Annie can only see, so far ahead, but Keylora does tell you it's not necessarily the easiest path overland to get to Jost from where you're at. Again, you guys don't really know this, but it is terrain and stuff on the way.
Right.
So she's not quite sure. It's entirely up to you which direction you want to go.
Let's go overland. I suggest, and I'll say this to everybody, I suggest we take overland. I can have Annie scout out a little bit wide arc. Keep
Very
an
much
eye out
agree.
for them.
Fine.
We can make better
We can
time.
push
keep an eye out.
pace a little bit.
Scouting will
Yeah.
be important.
Yes. Can anybody else? Andy, beat him. Sorry. Do you not have a familiar any longer?
Batty, I can summon one if need be, but I don't see a need for it. When we make camp, I can attempt to scry upon the Duke, see more information about where he is in his state of being.
Have Annie scout out a little bit wide.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Let's make haste. Yes.
You guys don't really
Let's
know
make
this, but it is
right under us.
terrain and stuff
Take
on the
the
way.
main road.
So
Right.
she's
Right.
not quite sure. It's entirely up to
Can
you.
we
which
drop
direction
some
you wanna-
Sursa emotes in the chat,
heck yeah.
please?
Oh, yeah.
Do you now? I just want to make
Jess.
sure, Sursa. Do you have a blue card currently right now, Jess? You do not. All right.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Sursa. I woke up too late for a little surprise, so I'll have to announce that at the end of
And
the
I'm
stream.
sorry, I have to take a quick 3 minutes.
Yeah, take your time. Go for
My
it.
apologies.
So, Sursa Victory has bought you a reroll on a skill check or attack roll. You add that
nice.
in.
Very nice.
That is a good one. So Jess has a reroll skill check. Attack roll. Thank you, Sursa. And to explain that to anyone that doesn't know, we use Nord Games. If someone can do an exclamation point luck in the chat, I have the luck deck. They rebranded it. I think it's Fate and I was waiting for it to pop
That
up,
didn't work.
and it did not pop up. Oh, there it is. Fate and Fortunes from Nord Games. You can get a on a 1 or a 20 on abilities checks and basically non-combat rolls. You earn either a card that is not good for you or a card that is good for you, or you could have a wonderful friend like Sursa Victory who can spin their biddies and get you one. So Jess just got that. Thank you, Sursa. All right. So you are all. Did you all decide to go overland? Really, it's 6 in one, half dozen in the other.
Definitely.
Damn, Sursa.
Whoa.
Sursa coming in hot.
Making us
Thank you.
invincible.
Drop some
Spread
more
the
Sursas in the
evil.
chat if you can, please. Let me add everybody some shields.
Why can't I find the Sursa emote? I don't get it.
It's one of my emotes.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
God.
not a so
You
it
used
can
to
sub
have
to me.
it.
Yeah. Oh no, that's a bless. Shield. I also have that awesome mute emote, and I've been damn good about not muting myself. You guys should all be proud of me.
I forgot it was a
Um,
thing.
Well, now I have like an arm, and it's literally just off camera, but it's
Okay.
right in my face.
Nice.
So it's a lot easier for me to not do that. Just finished adding all these shields in, and
That
updating the
shield is
overlay.
it's like a +5, right? Some crazy.
It's a +5 to the triggering attack until the start of your next turn. So it looks like where I'm at right now. Oh, and then Jess has. I don't think I've updated the cards as I use them in this overlay. Because I think the only people that have blue cards right now are. And 5 brains! Yes. So Jess and Andy have blue cards.
Ooh.
Jess and Andy have blue cards. Andy and Eric have red cards.
I have an inspiration right now, but no card.
Gifts and daggers, Sursa. But really, thank you.
Oh, he is one. Yeah, he does have a red. So everyone has at least one shield. Some people have 2. Eric does not have a blue card. Let me get that out of there real quick. Sorry, guys, just doing a little cleanup real quick. I will add my 5 Banes in. Eric does not have a blue card. Andy has a blue and a red. Jason has neither, correct?
Correct.
I gotta remember to fix these when we use these. These are the ones I remember the least because they're the ones we use the least, really. Update that. Jess has a blue. Victor does not have a red. I used that on him.
Correct. This is correct.
Gosh, okay. Just updating the stuff, peeps. Updating the stuff. And then I get 5 more Banes. Sursa Victory is the man.
It giveth, it taketh away. Yes.
Yep. That's the way to do it. I mean, that's a DM right there.
And I don't.
All right.
I know you said I don't have any blues. I don't have any reds either, though. Do I?
You do not. Do you still have a red on your thing?
No.
Yeah.
I just wanted to double check.
Oh no, you do have a red.
I do.
Yep, you have 1.
All right. Cool.
Stoked.
And then
Say stoked.
Stoked. Cutter the surfer ghoul.
Right. The surfer ghoul. Yeah, bro.
all right. So Andy, you have both. Cutter, you have nothing. Dariana got a blue card. Sylvester has nothing, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So again, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sursa. All right. So you've chosen to go
Sursa's
overland.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make sure you please go check out his stuff. And I cannot wait to run Tomb of Mercy. I am very excited. It's something I've wanted to run for a very, very long time. And all we need to do is
I
get
can't
250 followers, and that will happen.
Yeah. Follow, because I really want to do that
Yep.
one.
I can't wait.
If you
It's a
haven't
fun one.
followed,
If you're not following, please do.
Yeah,
Okay, so
please, 'cause I really want to do that one.
all right. So as we continue our journey, you choose to go overland.
Really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's our horse situation? How many did we get, and who's on what? I know
You
I'm
have-
on with.
Yeah. So we have 4 horses, Sylvester.
Okay. So
Um,
I'm doubled up.
Doubled up with Kilmora, Dariana, with
So probably
Brian,
you and
Victor and Beaton,
you and
Cutter by
Okay,
himself
and you're
for
by
some
yourself.
reason. Not sure why.
well,
He's very.
I don't know if you.
Because Dariana didn't want to ride with me.
Close.
know.
There you
I
go.
don't know if you've ever sat really close to a ghoul, but let's just say right guard hasn't been invented yet.
So you look like a ghoul, but you don't smell like it, right?
Of course I
Me?
don't.
Oh, him.
No,
Yeah.
Shroudson.
Oh.
Shroudson.
No, me. No, of course.
You
I
smell
don't.
like French perfume. Mm.
Yeah, exactly. My sheets are perfumed.
Dornig from Dornig.
It is. So, as we continue forward and you guys go overland, you left. If you left directly, it was starting to be towards the evening as you left. How are you all going to try to push through the night? Are you going to try to flip back to a night shift schedule? Like, what is your current plan as you head towards Joe's? To just go until you can no longer go? You have spent an entire day from basically morning, like searching for an entrance, making your way into the fortress, battling the entire day with no spells, no anything. You cannot go that long without, unless you, turn it into a forced march and gain a level of exhaustion as you continue forward. So what is your plan currently as you go overland and on your undead horses and make your way towards Jost?
I say we just
I figure
stop when we need
Oh,
to.
go ahead.
Right? Or you want to
Yeah.
push?
Well, I was thinking push hard to try and get some good distance. And then short rest. I got my spell slots back. So that's me being
Spare no undead ponies.
Yeah, but we will need to take a break, but I'd like to get some traveling time under our belts. We figure they're a half day ahead of us. Let's do what we can to try and make up some ground. If they're on foot, we'll pass them, but we don't know. I'd like to get. We do need to rest at some point, obviously, but I'd like to do what we can to push ahead.
All right. So, according to travel pace rules, travel pace table assumes characters travel for 8 hours in a day. They can push on beyond that limit at the risk of exhaustion. For each additional hour of travel beyond 8 hours, you have to make a Constitution saving throw. And then the DC is 10 plus 1 for every hour past 8 hours that you are traveling. And if you're going fast, obviously you cannot be looking around. I will not consider a lot of this difficult terrain. You are on horses that are undead. But you have gone an entire day already. So I will say, if you push into the night, you can push till roughly, let's call it midnight-ish. If you want to push beyond that at the pace you're going, I would like Constitution checks from everybody. And that is, I know your horses are undead, and I know many of you are as well, but you still need to rest at some point. You have battled all day long.
Mm-hmm.
So are you stopping roughly? Thank you so much for the resub, L2. Are
L2
you
is awesome.
stopping at roughly midnight, or are you going to try to push?
Would be a good idea to stop for a little bit. Beatum can use his special skills, perhaps looking on Archduke Avghost, see what he is doing, and then we make a better plan after we rest.
Sounds acceptable.
Yes, that sounds fantastic.
So Ryan, so Victor's going to kind of just scout out for a place for them to have like a nice safe place where they can tie off the undead steeds and kind of set our watch and kind of be as safe as possible.
Okay. So as you are all
It's the map again.
giving you a
It's the
place
Shadow
to
Road.
find a place to go, don't call this a Shadow Road.
No,
Let's
I
just say
know.
It's nighttime.
Nice.
Special
Yeah.
Shadow Road music.
Oh, nice.
But as you are making way overland, let's just say you're overland right now. Don't worry necessarily about this road so much. It's hard to find overland maps. What would you guys like to do basically in this general area? There's places you can go off of your path that you're on, tuck away into some trees, decide to do what you want to do for camping and et cetera, et cetera.
I think we should get off the main road, but not far.
Okay.
Set,
My thought.
set the watch in case. Perhaps does Annie require rest?
I don't know. Does Annie require rest? Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, she's alive.
Yeah.
Let's just find a nice copse of trees.
Probably Shambling Mount 3, yes?
Yes, make sure there are no shambling mountains.
All right. You are your tokens now.
Excellent. Let's see here.
Right up on
This
the sill. Oh,
yeah,
my
looks
goodness.
as good a place as any.
Oh, high ground. Are we able to move the horses as well?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you
I
don't need to
can.
worry about
Yeah.
Doesn't
them
matter,
so
okay.
much. Oh no, I'll move them.
And we are going to tie them up securely.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I'm just.
And Jason, I think you have control over Keeler.
Oh, yeah.
This does not mean that you're fighting. I'm just changing the music because we listen to the other one a lot.
I thought the
I know.
battle map might be a cue, but you never know.
It's not battle music.
Oops.
You know, I like to have. I don't. wanna
I
just
know,
say
you're a
it's
map guy.
Ryan's like, it's an evil campaign.
No, map
we're, on
guy.
a,
I'm a map guy.
He's a map.
we're on a map we got our ass kicked the last time.
Yep. So,
No, and it's well, yeah. So I'm gonna volunteer for first watch because I did get my short rest, and that helps
Well,
me a lot.
so I can
So-
just be at disadvantage for perception if you guys all want to sleep. Because I don't sleep. I just
me neither.
meditate. Kind of.
Beatum is going
evil
to
way.
burn his
Well, I'll take first.
6th level
Oh.
spell slot first
I know.
to
So
cast
you-
Scry on the Duke.
What?
And he's going to invite Dariana and Sylvester to join him in basically a seance circle. And he puts his shitty little brass brazier out and lays cards around it. And we're gonna have a visitor here. Hello.
Right
Taking a
on.
pause.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is it
Baby
time?
beat 'em time.
Is it
Oh, baby, Kata.
Yeah,
time
as
for baby
as
Kata?
requested. As
Oh,
requested. Here's
show
here's
me the
Beatum.
baby.
Hold
Show
on.
me the baby.
Baby cutter.
Yes.
Come on.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
It's magnificent. It's
I
glorious.
just want.
Thing ever.
I just want to see his teeth.
He's got the
so
best
bad.
picture. Oh my god.
I want to hold it.
Oh my
Oh.
lordy.
I bet he's delicious.
Come here,
Oh
little
my
one.
God.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's cycle through.
Now we
Come on.
pictures are
No,
baby
no,
Victor.
no,
Yes!
no.
Chernobyl
No,
very
no.
much approved.
No,
I like how
yeah.
you were wearing
Hold
the
him
head,
up.
Andy.
Hold him up, make
Okay.
him pretty.
Yeah.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Now
I
he's a
like
beautiful
I'm
baby.
done making a
Gorgeous.
spectacle of my own child. So
Please
No.
clip that, everybody. Somebody clip all
Thank you
that.
so much.
Yeah,
Bye
no,
bye.
we'll
Say
flip the shit out of
bye.
it. That's gonna be a
Very
thing.
much
That's gonna
beautiful
be a
baby.
thing.
Okay, one more time. Bye bye to
Yeah.
everybody.
You look best
Say
as
bye-bye.
Ian.
Say bye
Good night, Ian.
bye. Oh,
May the
he's-
black
Good Ian.
god
Good night,
punish
buddy.
your dreams.
You look great
Bye,
as
baby.
Sylvester.
And I need to get you his
Oh my goodness.
because he dropped it.
That
You
was
need
such a highlight.
flowing locks and an imp.
Here's the baby.
Bye bye. Night night.
Very jealous did not do Dariana on
I'm gonna
Ian's
need
face.
Andy. I'm gonna need to know Ian's birthday so I can send
He
him
would
a
be too
stuffed.
good looking.
I
I
couldn't,
gotta send
uh,
him a stuffed imp.
I hadn't downloaded Dariana's yet,
Oh.
so maybe next
Well,
time.
what about mine? Chaplain.
Oh my.
It is in fact
Hey.
a filter, people. I don't look this
That
bad.
was glorious.
You just said you don't sleep, so we, thought.
Yeah.
maybe.
I got an
Okay.
hour and a half today.
Everybody, I think
Oh.
it's just under the assumption that you truly are a vampire.
I wish.
Yeah.
Night shift kind
Goals.
of, you
Yeah.
know. So Beaton has set out his brazier and his cards and basically asks Dariana if she could have Brian concentrate himself as like compact as he can get to try and get into the brazier. The brazier's tiny, so he has to like compact quite a bit, and then starts to cast the spell, the scrying spell, and we use Brian to attempt to view the Duke. So I will put that in the VTT for you.
So Brian's like a solid like 1.5 metric dudes.
And we are very magical. I think maybe we could make something happen.
I mean, he could like slap his hand in there and it would fill it with blood. Or
Sure,
something.
why not?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
A foot.
A foot?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Here is scrying. Let me put it in the VTT.
Some other part, whatever. It'll fit in there.
So I do not have any of these things for the Duke, so it's going to be quite a tough.
Oh, interesting. A silver mirror.
Yes. So I'll have that there as well. But, I kind of want to flavor this my own way, using like Tasha's rules, essentially, if that's possible. Font filled with holy water. Yes, I have the GP focus.
Yeah, you just need some focus worth that, which
I would say my cards are probably worth that.
Sure. You all
Well, we have a cleric.
Also,
if we're ever short holy or unholy water.
Can you make unholy water?
He definitely can't make holy water.
But
not
can
in
you make
this
unholy
sense.
water?
I'm sure. I mean, it doesn't have. He can make dirty water if that's what you're looking for. Consecrated to whatever. You guys do also have another mirror that's probably worth some stuff.
Yeah.
Considering who it contacts.
We could use Lantern of Revealing, Ethan.
It's not worth 1,000.
That's not worth 1,000.
So, using part of Brian, who is liquefied and put a portion of himself into your small brass brazier, you are trying to scry with blood with the help of Victor and Dariana.
Mhm.
And you have no parts of the Duke whatsoever.
Nope.
Gotcha. So I would love for you to do this. Oh, so he has to do it.
But we do know what he
rolls a
looks
save.
like, and
It's all secondhand, though. I haven't actually seen him. So
I can make I have.
Perhaps
I can make
Kia
myself
Laura.
look exactly
Ooh.
like him.
Ooh, I would
I
like
have
to
seen
argue
him.
that because Sylvester is helping me to cast this spell in a seance, that we can remove the secondhand part of it and just make it flat, essentially.
I have seen him. I can make myself look like him.
You should do that anyways, because Shroudson's so ugly.
He is, but sometimes it's good to help my ego.
So we have a likeness or a picture then. So that's a -2. We do not have any of his stuff or possess any of his garments. So what I see is it will be a, let's see here, what kind of save is it? It says knowledge save. That's strange. Okay, hold on. Wisdom saving throw, DC 17, and he'll have a -2 if you allow me to use Sylvester in this means.
Sure, why not?
Aw, yeah.
So he gets an 8. On a successful save, on a failed save, the spell creates an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target. You can see and hear through the sensor as if it were there. The sensor moves with the target, remaining within 10 feet of it for the duration. A creature that can see invisible objects sees the sensor as a luminous orb about the size of your fist. All right. So,
Nice.
As you are casting this spell, all of you kind of in this circle surrounding this brazier full of blood. Within the blood, this image starts to form. And you see the blood almost glowing, giving you a better look. You see the image of 2 figures ahead of you since this sensor is 10 feet behind, riding, not full out, but riding hard on 2 mounts, each with another mount behind them.
Ooh.
Away from the sensor constantly moving to keep up with it.
Feel free to ask questions, Dariana or Sylvester, since you can see this as well.
Do they appear to be on a road or through brush or?
They appear to be on an overland route.
Okay. Do I recognize any of the terrain? Because we've traveled some of it.
You do not recognize the terrain. It is dark. They are moving relatively quickly.
Right.
You do see, movement through some trees, and then as you continue to watch, they break out into more of like an open area, and then just continue riding away. Occasionally, kind of looking towards each other, you can tell that what appears to be the female figure is in the lead, but the Duke appears to be, and it appears to be the Duke, holding his own, riding behind her. And as I said, they do appear to also have fresh mounts in tow running behind each of the horses as well.
Dead mounts or live mounts?
They appear... he rolled shitty. They appear to be alive.
And can we tell, is the Duke harmed, or does he look to be in decent health? Given that they're riding hard, I would assume that means he's fine.
He does not. You don't see any overt, like obvious injuries on him. He has all his limbs. He appears to be riding without issue.
Okay.
So.
Any thoughts on something to ask, Dariana?
She's on mute, or what? I didn't hear her.
Yeah, you're muted.
Who is?
Jess.
Oh.
There we go.
I feel like I've probably been muted this whole time.
Oh no.
Ooh.
I got to use them.
Yeah.
Have to mute the chat.
Yeah,
If you follow myself, Mainly After Dark, got some mutants into the chat for Jim.
Oh yeah.
Thank you,
There you go.
everyone.
There you go.
Cool.
Shout out to Phoenix Firestar if someone can, please. So, were you trying to say something? You
I was
appeared
trying to...
The cat appeared to have had your tongue at the time. So what?
Yes.
What is it that you were saying?
I was saying no. I have nothing to say.
Shout out.
Okay. The Spear sister, Beatum focuses really hard on her and then begins to describe her out loud.
Oh, and then Phoenix came right in the chat at the perfect time. You begin to describe the Spear sister out loud.
Mhm.
She's a woman of moderate build, very kind of like Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman-y. She has long hair, light armor, spears, and she is on a horse.
Can't get anything else distinguishing about her.
So the spell creates an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target. Can you put it like right in somebody's face or something?
It just
'Cause you're
says within 10 feet and then
Yeah.
it hangs without. I don't assume I have any control over.
Yeah. So 10
moving
feet
it.
while riding quickly with backup horses, the Duke and the Spear Sister are probably more than 10 feet apart as they ride. So if you're within 10 feet of the Duke, I guess you could be relatively close to her. But I mean, more than the fact that, I mean, if you could draw exceptionally well, you could draw a picture of her. But
I
as
just
far as
tried-
describing her, she's kind of a nondescript female brunette warrior woman.
I say it out loud so that Kialara can hear. And then while concentrating on the spell, I ask her, does this warrior fit any description of any spear sisters you know?
Well, unfortunately, it kind of fits the description of all of us. And as you look at her, she is a slightly armored brunette, Gal Gadot-y
Moderate
kind
build,
of
right?
moderate, yeah.
Any
Slim but strong
inclination?
looking.
Any inclination as to who this warrior might be?
I unfortunately do not know. I could
Were
be.
Were there any other sisters captured that you know of taken before you to the keep?
Well, I could see this person, right?
Yes.
So I can turn myself into her.
If you would like to turn her into her, and I can come up with a random ass name that doesn't matter at all to the campaign,
okay,
I will
okay.
absolutely
It
do
doesn't
that.
matter at all. But
Cool.
but as far as Kialora goes, like being
Her
able to
name,
identify
her name is Jill. And
Jill.
she's like,
Jill the spell
yes,
sister.
Jill Jadot.
yes, Jill. I recognize her. She is one of my spear sisters.
Ah,
She
Jill
was
the
with me at the Stone Gallery.
She went up the hill.
She is obviously very competent. She absconded with the Duke. She must be a great warrior, this Jill.
Yes. Jill is quite warrior. I look to her for guidance at times.
I think
She's-
bigger problem, Beatham. We do not
great.
have 8 horses. Yes.
Yes, we will have a hard time catching them even.
Do we ride hard and try? They will have to take a break because even though they're not on the other horses, they're not totally fresh. They're running as well.
Do we know anything about undead horses? Can they just run until forever, or are they gonna? Because you can't just run a live horse.
This seems like a
Forever.
chance before we go to bed for Chernobog, for me to ask Chernobog for a divine intervention to power these undead horses.
I have no idea because you think, I mean, they still have to. I mean, there's still like a life to them. It's not like a skeleton.
Yeah, they're
right?
like Cutter.
Like, yeah, I assume they're like Cutter. Like he still has to. There's a life to the undeath kind of, because that makes fucking sense. So it's not like they can just go forever. They don't
Good
have to
mechanics.
breathe. They don't have to do whatever. But like at some point, like their stuff, I think would need energy in some way. Like it's a conservation of energy and mass. They have to like, you can't. There's no perpetual motion just because it doesn't have life. You would assume at some point it must at least stop. Whatever undeath fuels it must recharge in some way, or else, Derakul would not be subject to exhaustion either. So I would assume maybe they could go a little bit harder and a little bit farther, but not perpetually.
So Victor kind of overhears this stuff, and he reaches into like his bag, and he's still got the silver skull. It's missing the gems because we used the gems to try to scry the last time. Anyways, so he's going to, before we go to bed, he's going to reach out to Chernobog. So he kind of puts the silver skull down, creates like the little kind of triangular rune, and then he's going to ask Chernobog to kind of get in. Like, we feel pretty confident that we're probably on the same road, but we're going to need help slowing them down. And so he's going to ask for his divine intervention to slow the other group down so that we may catch up to them before they get to the border.
I have a thought as well if we're ready to ride hard, but let's do yours first.
So you're.
It's going to be almost impossible to do. So it's like, as an action, request the DD's aid, roll percentile dice. If the number rolled is equal to or less than level 11, Chernobog intervenes. If I'm successful, yeah.
You got like a 10% chance.
Yeah.
11% to be exact.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
so
God.
so your
High
ass.
level
I just.
bullshit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna clarify.
Can we get some
real
math in
quick.
the chat?
Yeah. So it's math.
It's math.
So I'm just clarifying. You're gonna ask your lord, the basically god of destruction and death,
To destroy it, to stop these two.
Gotcha. So to like destroy their
intervene.
horses or something, to just
To,
intervene
to kill all 4 horses.
to just murder everybody. Gotcha. So
not everybody. Everybody that's equine.
nope, murder everybody. That's what he heard. So roll. Can you
Probably
throw
what you
that
would
divine
do.
intervention into the chat?
Okay.
Would that be possible?
I
If
think
you
so.
can't-
Hold on.
If you can't cast it, you can just try to like drag across and just copy paste.
No,
whatever
I got
the
it.
enter
It says
is.
beyond 20 right here. Here we go.
Cool. Beginning at 10th level, you can call on your deity to intervene on behalf of you when your need is great. Improving your deity's aid requires you to use your action, describe the assistance you seek, and roll percentile dice. If you roll a number equal to or lower than the cleric level, your deity intervenes. The DM chooses the nature of the intervention. The effect of any cleric spell or cleric domain spell would be appropriate. So basically, it's like it basically just lets you cast a spell. It doesn't let you like change the world or something. If your deity
It doesn't
intervenes-
say. It says any spell though, so it could be 9th all the way down, depending on what the god
Could be.
deems.
So
as
as
necessary.
as you reach out to your god, you have this silver skull. You call upon him, to intervene on your behalf, to slow down the Duke and Gal Godot
Jill.
that is with him. Oh, Jill. I should have said Gal because that's something
Jill Godot?
Jill
Jill
Godot.
Jill Godot.
Jill Godot.
Spear Maiden Jill Godot. As they flee from you towards the city of Jost, roll me your percentile dice and let's see if your dark god will in fact intervene on your behalf.
Chernobog smile nos tupe.
Oh, I bane it.
Not even
What's
close.
it?
Just cuz. It's a percentile dice, so it doesn't. I can't even bane it to begin with.
Well, you could add
oh,
you could
geez,
add the
yeah.
thing to it, but it does not matter.
I'll just multiply it by 10. No, 5 because that's 20 to 5, and then I.
Chernobyl has much more important things to do.
Yeah, so since the number has to be lower and your number was quite high, you get this feeling of, I don't want to say disappointment. If there's anything in your mind that you feel it's kind of an annoyance that you're basically asking the god of destruction to slow down a couple horses, and he might be better, more likely to listen if it was like blowing up a holy place or something like that. But he does not intervene, and you can sense that from the lack of that. And as you watch, that silver skull in front of you actually like crumples a little bit, almost as if
Cool.
a hand had grabbed it and crushed it.
Nice.
Let's ride.
If you all choose to ride again right now, you will all roll for exhaustion.
I do
which
not think
will
we
also
can catch up, Sylvester. We ride, we still don't catch up them, and we have no strength.
Okay.
This is sound logic.
So
They have double horses.
Yeah, but could I tell what kind of horse they were on?
They were alive. They weren't undead horses like the ones we ride.
I would.
Well,
I
saw
don't know
them. I
the
mean, were
various. Yeah, I don't know the various horse
Like-
types that exist in Midgard, but I would just say like a standard riding horse,
Okay.
yeah, not like a donkey or anything, not like a massive war horse or anything.
Okay.
You get the sense that
All
they
right.
have a distance between you and them, and they are not stopping.
We should rest. Take up
All right.
take up again as soon as we get rest in.
Oh, okay. I
Fine.
don't want to forget the Are you gonna stay perpetually as Shroudson, or would you like at some point to be you?
No. I'll let Shroudson go. Well, I went to Jill, the spear sister, for a moment, and now I'll just go back to myself.
Gotcha. Okay. So, as you all rest for the evening, you're in this copse of trees. The undead war horses kind of enter a similar state to what Cutter enters. They seem to not necessarily sleep. You can't tell. They don't have eyes. But they seem to somehow meditate. You rest for the evening, taking various watches. Cutter is always in his state of somewhat meditation as well. But as the night progresses on, you do not hear anything. You don't hear, again, you're not on the road. You don't really expect anything to catch to just stumble upon you over land. And there is not much of a force to track you from behind, since you appear to have destroyed their entire leadership structure at some point. So as the night continues on and you rotate out your watches, the morning does come.
Might this be a good place to take a short little break?
Yep, and we will take a short little break as we head back on the road.
Jill.
Hello and welcome back to the Adventure Archive. And hello, Silent Butt Ducky. Thank you so much for the raid. Look at all them ducks. We appreciate the visit from the pond.
raid.
Could we get a shout out for Silent Butt Ducky?
I hope the pond is murky and full of blood.
Thank you so much. Yeah, can we get a shout out for Mako Jim as well? Could we get for all the mods, if I say a shout out, it's the exclamation point SO in their name, and if I just say a name, it's just a shout out. So it's Jedi Mama, and a shout out for Mako Jim and for Silent Butt Ducky. Hello, people. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, Rogue Singer. Yes, don't forget we have Jess running our community challenge. Well, I'm running it, but Jess will be running a game if you guys get her. Did we get past 69%? Nope. Still on 69.
So
good job, guys.
we have the screenshot forever from courtesy of Jables on the Discord.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Sursa bumped us to 70.
Ah!
All right. Now that's the first goal reached, second goal on the way.
Oh, and don't forget
Puppet
about the
Jedi.
follower goal. Follower goal.
Oh,
Follower
yes.
goal.
Yes.
I want to play Cersei's game. We need followers.
75% already.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
So if we get to, thank you guys, and Hell 10 Day as well. You guys are all wonderful. Thank you so much. If we do reach our 250, when we reach our 250 follower goal, we will, if we get a Sursa in chat, be doing Tomb of Mercy, which is a tournament / convention style dungeon written by the incomparable Sursa Victory. Very, very, very excited for that. It is very fun. It is
Oh my
a
God,
quasi DM versus player ish. Timed thing. So I got my new Blasphemous emote in there. So yes, so if you are not following, we would appreciate that follow, so that we can run that. And thank you so much for your contributions to Jess's future game she's going to run. So
She's
what
so
happened
excited.
thus far? Yeah. What happened thus far today is the players had left behind the Dread Fortress and the wreckage, and the bodies and the blood, and have made their way about a half a day's journey towards Jost, where they are trying to catch up with Duke Abgost, whose royal blood is to be used in some type of ritual by the Ghoul Imperium and the heretical Red Winter Blood Sisters of Morena. As a quick reminder, if you guys would like to, and a slight retcon, if you would like to, it is entirely up to you. You do have a mirror that does contact your lord that you have not used in at least 2 to 3 weeks. So, as the adventure, as you were finishing up your scrying spell, and as you were beginning your watch, if that is something that you would have remembered to do, I will allow you to do it. And if you choose not to, that is your choice as well.
Absolutely, we should.
Do it.
Oh, okay. So real quick, as we do that, and raiders also, please make sure to either take the raid out of the URL, or just hit this button down here that says live with our logo on it, and it will take you to your channel so your view can count for us, and we would appreciate it. Red Raven Riot, hello. I saw you earlier today, actually. Real quick breakdown of the party. To my right, we have Matt. This is an evil campaign, just so you're aware. To my right, we have Matt, who plays Victor of the Caldair, a human death cleric. Right below me, we have Jess, who plays Dariana, an elf-marked Serophage, or blood sorceress. To her right, we have Jason as Cutter the Faceless. He is a Darakul, or intelligent ghoul, rogue duelist.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Below Jess, we have Andy, who plays Beatum Davelbreen, the gnome divination wizard. In this world, gnomes are evil as shit. And to his right, we have Eric, who plays Sylvester, a Dampier warlock with an imp familiar who is right next to him, named Annie. The party is currently seeking out the Archduke Avgost, whose royal blood of a recently conquered kingdom is supposed to be used in some type of dark ritual that could reshape the world as they know it. And the vampire lord of Morgau Lucan is trying to discover what that is, what it will be, and if need be, stop it. The party, his hand in the world, in that manner. So, little reminder. It's up to you guys what you want to do.
So really quick, on our overnight, who was on watch with me?
I'm always on watch, so
Yeah,
all
but
night.
you're kind of like tranced out.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm aware, but
Ish.
disadvantaged aware. Yes.
Right.
Red Raven Riot, your mage player must be a big fan of Baldur's Gate 2. Jan Janssen, turnip mage, one of my favorite characters ever. Maybe love gnomes.
Yawn, yawn.
Never
Jan
trust a
Janssen.
garden.
Is
Never
Jan
trust a
Janssen.
garden gnome.
His sister Jill
Agree.
Janssen. Eric,
Ew.
did you want
been
company this
gnomed.
evening? Would you
Sure.
like Victor to snuggle with you?
No
Sylvester?
Red Raven, but I believe he should.
Snuggling might
We should
be
start doing that.
pushing it a little bit, but
Beatum goes over to Sylvester and hands him the mirror. I don't think Lucan likes me very much. Perhaps he will be friendlier to you seem to know him.
oh, I wouldn't go that far. No, I don't know him.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, you do. Well, no,
Well,
you were an agent of Rojan, not an agent of Lucan.
Oh, Rojan,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean he's about to be very insensitive. You mean all Dampier don't know each other?
Well, no, and that begs the question. I happen to notice that back at the keep in the tower, you seemed quite quick to kill that gnome we came across. No love of your kin?
They we are vile creatures.
Yes.
I bear no love for my kin. I think most of you know this, but never mind that. I will ask you to mind your own business, please.
Well, I didn't mean.
Who I choose to kill is my own business.
I did not mean to be so prying. I too have no love of gnomes.
But
Oh,
if you do,
present
or-
company aside, nor do I have any love for Dampier.
well, that's pleasant to know.
Nor ghouls, nor humans, nor really anybody.
Who do you like then?
Well, that's the thing.
I'm
No
pretty
one
sure he likes himself. Yes.
Well, I'm quite fond of myself, yes.
Ah.
However, this is something I've been meaning to broach, is that I've always worked alone until this last, couple months, and I have to say I've quite enjoyed working with everybody here. I've had smaller jobs with people, and they were buffoons, and to be quite honest, when I first joined this group, I thought the same thing. Holy fuck, what have I done? Now I'm with this fucking ragtag group of ne'er-do-wells, and you've all proven to be quite competent. I'm kind of having fun, and dare I say, almost vexes me to say.
Don't say the F word.
Yeah, fuck. Oh,
No,
is that not
other
the F
one.
word you were
The one
referring
that's
to?
far worse than that one.
Yes.
The one
So,
one of our party used to say all the
allies.
time in Striveport.
Allies.
Ally, I prefer.
Allies is a good word. And one thing I've always liked about you, Kata, and pardon me for saying so, is your sense of humor. You're so droll. Anyhow, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot we could accomplish together. topple kingdoms. So I'll leave that at that. And I didn't mean to accuse you for killing a gnome because I was going to kill him as well.
If you do see any gnomes, do let me know.
Oh, I will definitely let you know.
So are we using the mirror, or what are we doing?
Yes.
I don't. Are we? We want to contact.
Well, if you
All
do
right.
recall, he gave you the mirror specifically to
check in every week, right?
to check in, and you have checked in once.
I thought twice. I thought no.
You checked in, led you towards the last time you checked in was prior to the Master of Visions, which was basically the start of the stream.
All right. Fuck.
So it's
we'll
been a
check in.
couple of weeks.
All right. So
Let's do it.
let's do this. Oh shit. All right. I don't like this guy.
The vampire lord of the
Yeah.
entire
I
kingdom.
don't really like many people. So
Yeah. He is one of the most powerful people
Yep.
in Midgard.
yep. Hey, really quick before I check in, and so I'm going to throw this out to the group. There was the rat catchers. Is that what they were called?
Yes. Oh, I wouldn't have known this because I was unconscious the entire
You were
time.
unconscious. Okay. All right. All right.
So-
Let's check in.
So you bring out the mirror. The mirror that we are discussing, for those who do not know, the King of Vampires. Let me just toss him out here real quick. This guy.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
whoa.
So
Yeah.
for the rest of the party, I found in my notes. So 4 sessions ago, we know that we needed to contact him at midnight, which was when we had gotten into the Dread Fortress.
Yep.
So that's probably tonight.
Yeah, it's the next midnight. That's why I reminded you, because you guys had discussed this previously, that the next midnight you would reach out to him.
Back in January.
Yeah. And this is the mirror that you are using to contact him.
That is a fucking cool mirror.
Mhm.
Do you have one of those at your house?
God, I fucking wish. Once per week at midnight, you can look into this mirror, and upon saying the name of its rightful owner, which for you is King Lucan, you can communicate with him for up to 5 minutes. So as Sylvester, holding this mirror, says, King Lucan, the surface of it darkens. Even in the low light that you guys have right now, it darkens, and that darkness seems to spill out from it. Sylvester, I actually would like you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Deal. Not my strong suit, but I will
Bless,
do.
bless,
bless it.
bless it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
we
you can
all
roll
bless it?
first.
Well, let's see.
You only have 11, so
Oh, I'm good. 17.
Are you? It is Lucan.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna bless that shit.
Bless,
Yeah, go
bless
ham.
it, bro. Come on. Yeah. Thank you, Jen.
But it's
Yeah.
well out of reach. What if he banes it?
It shouldn't even be a
Like,
question at this
"Woo."
point. It should just be auto bless.
Right? No, I'm on it.
can we get some go
Oh,
hands in the
yeah.
chat, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
20.
so I'm
Dirty-
at a
Bless
20.
us.
Dirty 20.
And I'll erase one of my blesses. Gone. I still use
All
a
right.
pencil and a pad of paper.
That's fine. I just changed it on the overlay. Go ham on those blesses. So with the 20, I'm glad you blessed it. That darkness seems to shroud your hands. It seems to kind of shroud you in general. You feel a rage coming through it as you do. Your knees begin to buckle underneath you, but you are able to kind of fight off this overwhelming sense of dread and rage and fear that is permeating. You feel all the way through this mirror from the other side. This face appears in the darkness and says, "It has been weeks.
And I bow my head. My apologies, King Lucan.
What have you been doing?
We have been fulfilling our duty.
By doing what?
By tracking the Duke of Ghost. And he was taken by the ghouls to the Dread Fortress. We ransacked the fortress, killed all involved. Apparently, he escaped just before we got there, and we are hot on his tail, and we should have him tomorrow. He is alone, save but one spear sister guarding him, and we are hot on his tail.
You know where he is going?
Well, he's going where he initially planned to go, to the city of Jost, to seek aid for his failed kingdom, which...
He seeks an alliance, pardon me, Sylvester. He seeks an alliance with the Wolfmarked. And the Perenalians and Spear Sisters seem to be aiding them as well, but they were ambushed by ghouls and taken to the Dread Fortress Ozelberg. But as Sylvester said, we killed everyone there.
What ghouls took them?
Well, there seems to be a faction of ghouls that are
General
not
Grimsley.
necessarily working in our best interest.
Led by whom?
Sylvester, I believe it was General Grimslade.
General Grimslade, as far as we can tell.
General Grimslade is nobody. He has no power. He was forced out to Olzeburg as an insult.
The Queen apparently has sent out a missive granting him land and titles and power. And I believe I actually have that missive. So Beatum produces the note from the Queen and presents it so that Lucan can see.
Just so you're aware, there is no queen of...
Oh, who was the queen that gave him the title?
It wasn't a queen. It was the... actually, she was the...
So
don't remember her title, but she was given... supposedly, she works for us, but she was given power over this area.
Right.
Yeah.
So the person you are talking about is most likely...
Princess Christina.
Princess Christina, and this is the document that you are discussing, correct?
Yes. The princess bestowed a title upon him and honors as a general in arms.
So he is a general. He is nobody. Who does he answer to?
We are attempting to figure that out.
Why don't you roll me a history check real quick?
Okay. I'm real good at that. 28.
Ooh.
So when you came upon the fortress, you noticed that most of the flags that generally hang from it that would identify them as members of either the Ghoul Imperium or Morgau or the Alliance or the Ghost Knights or something like that weren't flying.
They had changed their flag over to a black fly, if I remember correctly.
A black flag, silver fly on a black flag.
Yes, silver fly on a black field. Did that ring any bells to us? I remember Drago Blackfly being mentioned.
Drago Blackfly is a powerful duke of the Ghoul Imperium.
His tabard was flying over the Dread Fortress when we took it.
He is not part of the Ghost Knights. He does not work with Christina.
Yes.
He is the leader of the city of Vandercool in the Imperium.
He seems to be involved somehow then.
If he is involved, at his level, he is leading this. I expect better. I expect you to check in. Get the
We shall
Duke.
check in. And
Get
might
the
I-
Duke. Get Drago Blackfly. Find what he is apparently scheming towards and stop it.
Also, if it may behoove us to send some troops to the Dread Fortress. Because apparently he had control. We've since disbanded most of those involved. But if we'd like to keep this section of Krakow, it may behoove us to re-control the Dread Fortress.
I would like some clarification as well, my lord, my king. By get, do you mean kill, Draco?
Determine his motives.
And then dispense justice if his motives are against you?
If you feel it must be
most
done.
Assuredly, it must be
understood.
I will tell you this, though. Drago Blackfly rules the city of Vandercool in the Ghoul Imperium deep beneath your feet right now.
Well,
do not go as long next time without direction, since you clearly are unaware of what information is important to you. I will speak to you in 1 week. And the darkness fades from the mirror and it goes back to being inert.
Well, somebody's a grumpy.
Let's go back with this.
that went much better than I thought it would.
He can't kill you through a mirror yet.
No.
Yes, no one was choked. It was fantastic.
So, as that wraps, what happened previously then, happens. The night wears on. Your watch is uneventful. The morning rises. The sun comes up, much to the disdain of Cutter. You are in Krakovar, not Morgau, so please roll for the day's weather. And as you all gather yourselves together and begin to head out in chase of the Duke. I don't know which was which.
What season am I on again?
We are in, I think, spring, summer.
Oh, it is 5. It's warm. That's all I have.
So it is a nice sunny day, maybe slightly overcast at times. So you head out back on your overland path, chasing after the Duke. If you push for the day, Kealora tells you that based on where she believes you are, you might be able to get to Jost by the end of today. If there are no delays, no stops, and you push hard.
I believe that's why we have rested, yes?
So yeah, make sure you do a long rest in your
point.
your thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So
I'm going to kind of communicate to everybody, or we can just, I don't know how you want me to do this, but at first I guess I could just kind of telepathically to everybody. Sorry, I'm clicking also my long rest at the same time. Do we want to be rid of the Spear Maiden before we get to Jost? I could also do this on. Well, no, I'm sharing a horse with her, so I have to. I'll send it back to maybe beat him.
So you say this as you kind of like scooch in a little bit closer with the spear made in front of you on this undead horse.
Yeah. So and telepathically,
It's
I'm
just
gonna
like
say to beat
so.
him.
So you like pat her on that, like so. But telepathically, like, so are we gonna kill this bitch? Like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All
I'm
right.
like, let's go. We're gonna go save your friends or help your friends and whatever. And then telepathically to beat him, like, how long do we let her live? Do we want to show up at Jost with an extra person that kind of knows our motives?
I have no way
And
of
discuss-
speaking back
You
to
don't.
you, do I?
You don't. So I say discuss amongst the others. And I tell Kealara, like, let's push. So I want to get a good 10 yards ahead of the rest of the group.
Hold on. I wave my hands. I need a moment. Give me. I must do my morning rituals. And Beatum is going to roll real quick his portents for the day.
Oh, yeah.
And he's also going to cast a ritual spell. And that ritual spell is Raise Telepathic Bond. You forge a telepathic link among 8 willing creatures of your choice within range, physically linking each creature or psychically linking each creature to each other for an hour. So now for an hour, we can all talk to each other telepathically. And with that,
Awesome.
let's go as we're riding.
As you're riding, you're all speaking telepathically. The spear maiden you're discussing, completely unaware of the discussion that is happening around you.
Right. So do we want to show up at Jost with her?
I do not believe it puts us at any disadvantage to have someone who has fought with us in battle. I know she speaks disdainfully of us, but we speak disdainfully of her as well. I think
They will be in Jost. We will be of no use. None.
Well, we will be in her turf as well.
Exactly.
I would rather... Sorry. What was that?
No, go.
Just, it
Speak your
seems to
mind.
me if we go to this temple of Sif, if you look like Jill Jadot and she looks like herself, perhaps that makes it easier for us to get in, yes? You have been very successful disguising yourself and your motives.
Yes.
You do recall, as you were talking previously, that when you were discussing going to Jost, she said, you know, again, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. We're looking for the same thing, and it's a good thing that you have me when we get to Jost. The implication being that if you're with her,
Yeah.
she can get you where you all need to go currently at least until your temporary alliance comes to an end.
But what? So, and we all are aware of this. What happens when our temporary alliance comes to an end?
I think we would be at no worse a position if we did not bring an ally with us. There are quotations around that. We're speaking telepathically. You can't see my fingers.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure Lucan made it very clear that job 1, get Duke, stop him. Job 2, we need to go find Drago. And so we will be leaving this place shortly.
We need to kill the fucking Duke.
Thank you very much, Andy. Right back at you, man.
But I think we keep enemies closer for now.
And prophecies are tricky. You never know. We may spill the Duke's blood and fulfill the prophecy. I would rather take him back to Lucan and let Lucan decide what happens. That way, triggering the prophecy or not is on Lucan's hands.
I disagree 100%. I'm sorry. I think he needs to be disposed of, and we need to make sure I say we burn him. His blood becomes steam. Nobody can capture it. I think it needs...
I'm not opposed to this.
That is me, but I'm willing to hear other arguments, but
Cutter, you
My
are the
ideal
professional. What do you
situation.
think?
I think we need to move on already.
Yeah. There we are. Another stellar plan from Cutter.
Blood
Off-
becoming steam seems like such a waste, but
Well, I know you love your blood, and we can get you plenty of blood. His blood, however, is very dangerous.
I suppose.
Dariana, do you think we could
Whatever
use-
Lucan requires is what we do.
I agree very much. So
Well,
can we not ride and talk telepathically?
yeah,
I
we're
guess?
riding.
Yeah, we're riding.
We're riding.
So I believe burning, Duke, very good idea. And Dariana, can you use that wall of fire that you had, and then I can bring flames from sky? Yes, like
Well,
circle of flames
also,
to give him nowhere to
we-
go.
We have, and we got it in. I forgot the name. Zobak. What's that? Sorry, I've got like pages and pages of notes here. What's that? Liquid, flamey stuff.
You all are like
regardless.
11th level
Yeah, yeah,
characters with like 5th
we
level
got plenty of
spells,
fire.
blood creatures. If you want to kill him and burn him and make him non-existent, that's not something you all need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
not be
necessarily
problem.
discuss.
But what is
You
that
all
stuff
have-
called? It's
What,
we
like
got a
alchemist
bu-
fire or something?
Yes, we have a couple flasks
Yeah.
of alchemist fire.
Yeah, alchemist fire. You got full casters. You got
Yeah.
elementals that literally suck people dry of all of their blood. You can make him disappear
Well,
if that is what
and
you choose to do.
I comment to this to Dariana. Sucking Brian, taking his blood, might put Brian in danger.
That
I'll keep that in mind.
makes a very
So
good point.
we'll get him plenty of blood. We find blood everywhere we go. This particular person's blood, I think, needs to be gone completely.
I think the discussion had begun with deciding whether you were going to murder Keylora before you got to Jost or not.
Right, and I'm
think
still
we've
for.
agreed.
I'm still perfectly for killing her, but I will bend to the will of my comrades, my allies.
I think you
And,
could bend her to your will. Yes, to use your charm. So
Well,
that's-
I'd
We just
like to
kill her
know
when we don't need
more.
her anymore.
We don't fucking need her now.
Hmm.
We know where
I
we're
may
going.
actually have a purpose for her.
Well, if you
One
have a
I
purpose.
think that you will all enjoy immensely, but the time
Oh.
is not right at this moment
Oh,
because I still
then,
need her capable of speaking.
First of all, that's all you had to say. If it will be fun and you have a use, then I am all in. Because nothing I like more than a little bit of fun.
So as you all are continuing on this overland path with your horses,
And I
your-
chuckle. I'm on the back of a horse, but you hear me kind of I chuckle like into her ear. And she has no idea why.
So as you are all on your undead horses, making your way on this overland path towards Jost, you pass through most of the day uneventfully. You're pushing hard, so most likely eating from horseback, those that require it. And as the day begins to wind down, Keylor lets you know that Jost should be appearing soon. And as the city appears in front of you, you see smoke rising above it.
No.
Keylora urges her undead mount forward, rides right up to the gate and leaps off of it. I assume all of you quickly dismount to follow her. And as you follow behind her, she just bursts through the gates. There appears to be no current guards at the gates.
I make myself look human, by the way.
Okay. As you are following her in, you see the entire city appears to be in disarray. Let me bring you over to Jost.
I'm never gonna catch this goddamn Duke.
You guys are going through this front gate right here at the bottom.
Cool ass city. Cool ass city.
Yeah.
It's like
Jost
Venice.
is
yeah.
pretty badass.
Oh, that's cool.
People are moving quickly throughout this area. They are, you see in the areas where there would be like a street market with the stalls and stuff, many of them have been overturned and they're quickly trying to gather those things. You see small fires, people still trying to put them out as if this is somewhat fresh. You see a number of people just basically cleaning up their things, their belongings, and just darting through town. Everyone looking over the shoulder, and everyone that looks towards you as you follow quickly, almost needing to run to catch up with Kialara. All of them look towards you with this dark look on your face. Everyone appears to be on edge, and you move through the city past what appears to be, I don't know why I clicked on the stream to do the shift, past a number of temples. You shoot straight down.
Does everybody seem to be dwarves, or is it mixed races, or what's the deal?
No, it's mostly human, actually, in this area, some dwarves. But as you follow, Kialara doesn't hesitate, doesn't stop, continues to run. You then see ahead of you a large building. It seems to be another temple, and you actually see the the symbol of Sif carved on the front of it. Kialara doesn't hesitate as she runs through the doors and makes her way inside. As you're trailing behind her at the doorway, you see, as you look in, a number of armed women looking towards Kialara as Kialara pushes past them towards a woman who appears to be injured. This elderly woman has these wrappings on her arm that are already soaking through with some blood. She's leaning against the altar, and you see Kialara run up to her, and you hear her say from the door to this temple, you know, what has happened? What's going on? And this woman looks to her and puts her bloodied arm on her shoulder, and she says, "The Archduke, he was brought here by one of your sisters, but they were followed. We were attacked, and he was taken. Our enemies have him." And then this figure from the altar looks past the spear maidens towards your group and says, "And who were they?" And as she does, the warriors in front of you notice you and raise their spears. But Kialara says, "Hold. They are currently not our enemies. They have actually aided me in my travels to try to find the Duke and save my spear sisters, but we were at the Dread Fortress and none survived."
We are the enemies of your enemy. We also seek the Duke to make sure that the ghouls do not use him for nefarious deeds.
She looks to you. She looks down at you. And she says, I'm old enough to know that the enemy of my enemy is not my friend, but can sometimes be useful. If Kialara says it is, you can be of use, then come into. It's okay. And she waves away the spear maidens. They are all on edge. A number of them you can see have wounds on them, but they at least part for you to be able to enter this building. She says, "I am Jagona Meseric, the High Priestess of Sif here in Jost. These spear maidens and the ones that you saw before, they have been using this as their base to explore Krakovar, and this is where the Duke was supposed to be brought."
So, did he not make it here?
The sisters were just arriving in the city. They were making their way to Sif, and the gate was overrun by undead, by ghouls on undead steeds, by ghost knights. They ransacked the town, Just as the Archduke was approaching, they attacked. The Spear Maidens tried to fight them off, but there were too many and they came at too much of a surprise. Thank you so much, Ginger.
Did you notice, were they wearing black with silver fly? Perhaps flags.
Were they wearing and flying the flags of Duke Drago Blackfly? They were indeed.
And,
Keylora looks to you and says, the High Priestess is an expert in the Blood Kingdom. Vampires, Derakul, the undead. She has been fighting tirelessly to free Krakovar for the last 10 years.
No, Krakovar needed saving well before 10 years ago. Anyhow, it is our job as well to not just handle and save the Duke, but also handle Drago Blackfly.
Drago Blackfly is the ruler of the pure city of Vandercool. Named so because of its proximity to the Sulphur Sea. To the best of my knowledge, the Duke is one of the Emperor's favorites. He is granted a great deal of latitude because of it.
Well, then we must assume the Duke is being taken to Vandercool then.
How long ago did this happen?
This was maybe 2 hours at most. Less, probably.
Well, let's ride. Which way did they go?
They left the town with far more troops than you would be able to take on. There appeared to be some even waiting outside.
Well,
if they are heading to the Ghoul Imperium, they may have made their way underground even by now.
Would Beatum know if gnomes and humans and other citizens of Morgau would be allowed to enter a city such as Vandergul, or is it strictly just ghouls that are allowed down there?
Would you know, or are you asking?
I'm asking if I would know. I'm not actually asking.
You would probably be unsure of a definite answer for that question.
I turn to our resident Derakul expert.
There we go.
Cutter, have you been to Vandergul?
Have I?
I'm sure you have.
Yes.
Do they allow visitors to their city, such as gnome traders or mortal citizens of Morgau?
I don't believe so, Ryan, but correct me.
Hard no.
Hard no, yes.
You and the other expert of Jerakul here in the room with you, Jagano Mezarek, can tell you.
There you go.
That's what I thought you were saying when you said turn to the resident expert. And I'm like, literally the lady that you're talking to. Didn't kill the NPC, get information. No.
We're evil. We're playing an evil campaign, man. We gonna murder hobo people. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I wanted to kill him.
He says to you, especially when you ask her that question, not all of you seem to be undead, although it appears that some of you are. And as you are surmising, that will be a problem for you. They do not allow the living in the Ghoul Imperium without special dispensation. And even then, it is on very, very short leashes, one could say. There are none alive, though, who know more about the cursed undead than the Gravebinders of Sewell. If you would like to penetrate deep within the Ghoul Imperium, you must at least appear to be undead to be above suspicion, unless you are declaring your intentions in Fretlock.
Where are these grave binders, you say, at Seawall?
Seawall is in the Southlands. It is rumored that they are skilled at moving unharmed amongst the ghouls and mummies of their lands because they are only half alive themselves. I'm not certain this is true. I met one once when he visited Krakova in my youth, and he said the blessing of Anu Akma protected him from harm at undead hands. His name was Hidyati, if I remember correctly. As far as I know, a gravebinder has not visited this far north since Krakova was invaded.
Huh.
It appears a trip to the Southlands may be in your immediate future if you're attempting to enter the Ghoul Imperium as you are now.
I do not like this, Beacon. I have not been to Southlands, but pretty sure. Very far away.
It wouldn't take us long if we use the shadow roads.
Oh, yay.
That's
one for the resub, Saul.
Well,
That's
fine.
been so great for us.
Am I right in that, or would that assumption be a sound assumption in Beaton?
Thank you so much, Saul. I don't know who Cutter is wearing right now. A little bit of Dior. I'm not sure whose face.
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah,
Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing
question.
the preserved face.
Oh,
Okay,
so he's quite handsome.
Yes.
gotcha.
Hector.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for the false life. Usually, yeah, we'll definitely throw one of those on. Make sure you write that down. We don't have a token for that. Generally, false life is used when it is cast. So usually in combat or right before combat, you would cast false life. But just mark that down that you have a false life, and next time you enter combat, if you want to use that as the combat starts, you can absolutely use that, Victor. So it'll be you'll roll 1d4 plus 9, and you'll get that as temporary hit points next time you enter combat. Hey, and thank you so much for the follow, Red Raven Riot. We really appreciate that, and we are moving closer to our Tomb of Mercy, Source of Victory goal.
Huh?
So.
He's yelling at me for attention.
So, Jagana, as you mentioned, the Shadow Road says to you, little one, you said it before I could say
Did you
it.
do something?
What?
Shadow roads, you were saying?
Yes, there is a Shadow Road that is actually leads to Seawall, and the doorway sits not far outside of Jost. It appears you have been on them before. They are realistically the best way, if you know them, to travel quickly. Fast travel, if you will, across the continent.
We don't know them well. We have been on them, but we've had some difficulties.
Well, did you have a guide the last time? I would recommend one.
I
for
will take
this.
one.
All right. That can be arranged.
Definitely would guide, yes.
Dear Laura, will you be coming with us as well? I believe we have done good work together so far. It would be a shame to lose such a proficient warrior and ally as far as we can trust each other.
Although I do appreciate your silver tongue, gnome, I will be staying with my sisters now and helping them clean up and prepare for the next stages. I also believe it behooves my health and well-being to take my leave of you at this time.
Is it us, or is it?
Oh, it is most.
Roads and where we're going.
It is most absolutely you.
Really?
Especially.
I'm sorry.
Especially you and the little one and your incessant mumbling.
Mumbling? Wow. Dear Laura. Well,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I've had that impression on you.
Might I ask that you return the blade to us then?
It was a gift freely given. It is a gift that I will freely return. And
He holds the bag out for her, basically just to like put it in.
just drop it in. Do you have space?
Yeah.
Okay. So she'll
Since we got rid of all of the clothes, it's just
Gotcha. Yeah. So she will in fact just drop that +3 greatsword in there. Jagana does say to you though, if you would like to stay through the evening, that is, and rest, that is up to you.
We had a full day ride. Yes.
Full day ride, and it might take at least a little bit of time to find to find the guide for you that I'm hoping to engage.
Would you be kind enough to send several of your sisters to gather our mounts? We rode here on 4 dead horses, undead horses, which we stole from the garrison of the Dread Keep. They are good mounts, and we would like to keep them so that our DM can murder them later.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Fabled42. Thank you so much for that 49 viewer raid. Wow, thank you all so much. Raiders, if you could just please either take the raid out of the URL or hit that Adventure Archive live button in your bottom left to make your views count. We'd really appreciate that. And thank you so much for the raid. We are the Adventure Archive. This is the Dark Kingdoms. It is an Evo campaign that we've been running for about 1.5 years. Most of it off stream. Set in the Midgard setting of Cobalt Press. Again, thank you so much for that big raid. Yeah.
Awesome.
Don't know what to say. It's the biggest raid we've ever had, so I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And if you guys happen to drop that follow, we are moving closer to our Tomb of Mercy follower goal, where we will run a tournament module by our friend and any nominated author, Sursa Victory. So again, and thank you for the follows that we have had. Are you guys choosing? Would you like to stay for the evening? Would you like?
I think a rest would be good.
Okay. All right. So as you say that, Jagana, I'm saying Jagana. Yes, Jagona. That probably sounds a little bit better than Jagana. Says, yes, indeed. I would actually appreciate a chance to look over one of the undead mounts, if that's okay with you.
Of course.
Fine with me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I would very much like to go with you, Jalpana, if that's okay. I'm very fond of horses.
I will have them brought to you by the Spear Maidens. I don't think that any of you by yourselves should go get them in the city as it is now. And I believe it is best if you stay within the temple for the foreseeable future until you're guided out. The city will be on edge for quite a while.
Very much understood. When the horses come in, I am very curious as well.
Yes, I assume you are Kareev.
Yes, you notice my sash. He kind of pulls out like the red. Have you been to Ruthenian Plain yourself, sister?
I have ventured there in my youth. It has been quite some time, but I know the Kareev see horses as brothers, if I remember correctly.
My bratia, yes. You are very correct. I like this very much. I look forward to learning about them.
Thank you so much for the contribution, Night.
Hey, night.
As this discussion's happening, various Spear Maidens and servants and various people within the temple have already begun to a bit of hustle bustle around you. A number of them seem to head down a hallway, most likely start to get rooms ready. Some Spear Maidens and servants have headed out the door, most likely to go retrieve the undead mounts you had all left kind of right at the gates, and bring them back. And then as you're all, let me get a glass of water quick. Her voice is not helpful for my throat.
Doing some of those scratchy voices sometimes can take it out of you.
So, as she does that and begins to prepare the rooms, night begins to fall. You are all directed towards a room. There are enough for each of you to have your own. You do notice, though, as you're led to your rooms, none of you are really ever alone without a spear maiden close by. And even as you are led into your rooms, you see that a number of them are kind of staying in that hallway where you guys are. You are not locked into your rooms. They haven't stopped you from really doing anything, but you get the sense that none of you will be going anywhere more than a step out of your room without a spear maiden, at least with eyes on you.
Do we have like individual rooms?
Yeah, so there appears to be enough. The temple actually in Jost is quite large. So once they led you back to this area, they appear to be they're small rooms. They're not, it's a bed and a desk, basically, small chest at the end. No bondage gear in these, unlike the temples of Marina.
Right. Okay.
But they appear to just be small rooms.
Small rooms, you cut out after you said small rooms.
Yeah.
Looks like my internet, it says, is unstable. How am I doing right now?
Good.
Gotcha.
Good right now.
So small rooms, they appear to be potentially for supplicants or pilgrims and such coming through. So they're small, they're relatively unadorned, but they're comfortable enough. It is a bed. And there are
so we're all in a row. Our rooms are in a row.
It's
and
kind
is
of
there
like
a guard outside each room?
It's not necessarily if you peek out, there's not a guard outside each room, but you do see 3 or 4 spear maidens always kind of in the hallway or at the entrance to this hallway or leaning up against, the space between the doors, having a conversation. Like, they're not trying to hide that they're watching you, but they're also not like spear at the door staring at it.
And that's fine. So I'm going to ask them, is there any way to get some mead or wine?
It can be brought to you, yes. Mead or...
Let's.
Yeah. So, as you're all, in your rooms resting and whatnot, food is brought to you. Wine is brought to you, Sylvester.
And so I want to and join all of them that are in the hall to come join me in my room for some wine. And in doing so, I'm actually going to cast Mass Suggestion.
Okay. So as you cast Mass Suggestion, your spell dissipates around you.
Well, okay, then just my regular charm.
Just your charm.
Yes.
Regardless of how charming you may be, you even get a chuckle from one of the spear maidens. But they will politely but forcefully decline your invitation to your small room with wine.
Fair enough. Just me and Annie then.
Beatum will leave his room and attempt to go into someone else's room. One of his companions. He simply asks the spear maiden outside, do you mind if I confer with my companions? I have some things to discuss with them.
By all means, you're not a prisoner here.
Oh, then is it possible that I speak with is it Priestess Mesric, or what is her title?
She is the High Priestess. If you would like to speak with her, she may have time. She is resting. She was injured earlier.
Yes, I understand. Well,
another raid.
Wow. Oh, thank you so much, Lark Network. Can we get a shout out for Lark Network? Can we get a shout out for Fabled 42? I think I was just stunned and didn't remember to do that earlier from the previous raid. But hello, Lark Network. Hello, Raiders.
They found
welcome.
Sylvester very charming.
Yeah, so charming.
All
Yeah, I
these
didn't,
Spear
I didn't get the
sisters
names,
showed up.
but I got
Yeah.
Lark Network.
Yeah, but we got Lark Network. Hello, thank you so much for the raid.
Prepare for mass suggestion.
Do not worry.
Had a,
Sylvester very gentle.
well, it wasn't anything unbecoming. I just, I'm here for the night. Let's have some wine and relax. It was.
Thank you everyone for starting the follow. We are the Adventure Archive. This is
But
an
no
Evo
means no.
campaign that we have been running for about a year and a half, about 5 months ish, on stream. Thank you all so much for the follow again. Thank you so much for the raid. We are trying to reach our follower goal, where we will run. Can we get a Sursa in chat, please, and some Sursa emotes? We will run the Tomb of Mercy convention module written by the Any-nominated game designer Sursa Victory, who's a friend of the community, when and if we are able to reach that. So thank you so much for the raid. The party currently is in search of a royal of a fallen kingdom whose blood is supposed to be used in some sort of ritual / dark wedding that may change the outlook of the world, and have had the Duke at their fingertips numerous times, but he appears to repeatedly elude them either by capture or Shadow Road, and are currently in a temple of their very temporary allies, the Spear Maidens of Sif, as the enemies of their enemies are at least useful to them, and are kind of hunkering down or bunking down for the evening before they head back onto the Shadow Roads towards the Southlands, to try to discover some way where they can walk amongst the ghouls of the Ghoul Imperium, who do not allow the living, although there are only two undead amongst them. So you wanted to speak with the High Priestess. She did take some injuries trying to defend the city.
Beatum will withdraw that request, and he simply just goes to gather up with his friends for the evening before taking a rest, just to generally chat with them and get an idea.
Gotcha. Thank you for the follow. Continue.
What a twist. Anyways, so Beatum goes and gathers all you up. Do you all want to come together into a certain spot? And
Yeah, sure.
We should go to Sylvester's room. I believe he has a room party.
And I have wine.
And you have
Holiday.
wine.
At least got
Excellent.
one. The first time you sip the wine, you do find it to be relatively well watered down.
Yeah, well, I am
blessed like they know us.
not in a marina.
Goody goodies.
I'm not in a marina.
We are lucky
temple,
it is not milk.
right.
So as you all gather,
Vegas can't be choosers.
yeah. Again, the Spear Maidens do not stop you. Again, they potentially a foreign concept seemed honorable in their word and ways. If you are currently an ally, then you are currently treated at least mostly like an ally. Although, one of you is a Dampier, one of you is an evil gnome, one of you is a Barracool
I've been
wearing a
disguised as
face.
human though.
Oh,
all the
you
time.
were human, yes. One of you is a giant Kariv man, and Dargana seems relatively normal.
Yeah.
Just the blood dripping down her
Blood
face from a
dripping.
thorny
Where's
I
crown.
might have
Ryan?
like
Really-
wiped up.
Yeah.
He's in the
Considering
barrel.
only one of you is actually
Oh,
human.
He's in the blood barrel.
Yeah, I just assumed that you would have tucked Brian, your basically blood elemental familiar, into a barrel
Ooh,
at some
15.
point. Yeah.
Although if
Nice.
we're in the room together, he might be let out
Yeah.
for some.
So
pressure.
you do once you all do come together in Sylvester's room, you realize, as I said before, these are relatively small rooms. They're pretty tight fits. 3 of you could potentially sit on the bed, and then 2 of you would be maybe one leaning on the desk, one leaning on the wall. If you brought Brian in, it would be a pretty tight squeeze, but that's entirely up to you.
I guess I'll just leave him in the barrel.
Bri, the
I'll peek in.
the
We
Kool-Aid
love
man of
Brian,
death.
but he
Yeah.
doesn't add much to the conversation.
Yeah.
No.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
considering he only speaks primordial.
Oh, the
And he says, "Oh
Kool-Aid.
yeah,"
And
in
he
perfect
just says,
English,
"Oh,
in perfect common.
It's really
Wait, I
some
think-
primordial phrase about like death and sucking blood, but when it comes out, it just sounds like, "Oh yeah." Like, that's it.
No, I think I need a third.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
you
our
go.
Kool-Aid
There we
man, Blood Elemental. That's awesome.
Oh, hell yes. Hell
right.
yes.
Hey, thank you so much, Airsoft Afterlife. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Um,
I'm a big
sleep
airsoft
well.
player, so heck yeah. Sling some plastic with my BB gat.
All right, so we're all in my room.
The high priestess seems not to be immensely worried about the Duke's well-being. I think we might have a small bit of time, small enough. I was worried that as soon as he arrived in Vandergool, that our mission would be a failure. But it seems we have at least a few days to travel this shadow road.
Does she fully understand what's going on?
I think not, but
I think they're under the impression that he was merely here to seek help, not that his blood is a boon to the Ghoul Imperium.
you must not forget that these allies of ours have the goodest and sweetest of intentions. They would not suggest that we could go save the
There's
Duke.
something about the road to hell being paved.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So, I just think they are oblivious to what's actually happening. I'll take the aid, but I don't think they understand.
Well, unless you have a suggestion better than the
I have
the
none other
grave binders allowing us to appear, each of us, as undead. You, of course, and Kata can go save the Duke by yourself.
No. That's not what I was implying. Yes.
I am curious, Cutter, though. Do you not feel there's a time pressure for us? Would Lucan be curious that Duke is favorite of the Emperor?
I believe he knows this.
I'm curious too, because this is big news. If we don't check in with Lucan now, I know he said a week.
We
It's only been a
cannot.
day.
We cannot. It is impossible. The magic mirror which we use can only be used once a week. So are weeks 10 days or 7 days in Midgard?
Or 4 or 6 hours, because that's about how long it's been.
I think he's just gonna tell us one on a week's out. I think that's
Okay.
It's
I'll just let you
approximately
know.
a month and a half.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll
I mean,
start
I could.
smoking
I don't know.
again. Like
I
he's
know.
mad.
If I
at one
gotta,
point,
if I gotta keep
really
a fucking
bad.
calendar, I'm out of here.
At one point, I actually knew the Midgard calendar and most of the holidays, but that is
And I'm
long.
pretty sure the Dampier, they're really bad calendar keepers.
There you go.
Like notoriously
It's
bad
math.
at keeping a
It's
calendar.
maths. Can we get some it's maths in chat?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
maths.
Well,
That's
and
all
they're
it is.
they're immortal. So what's
You-
the use of a calendar?
You know
So
who
I'm
keeps a
sure
really
we
good
can-
calendar is Andy the Math Magician. So
Yeah.
perfect person to shout out. Calendars are evil. Some math is evil.
Math is
Um,
evil. We all know that.
So,
All right. What's our plan?
Do you think
The
this
plan
is
is
right
to
thing
go to
do?
the Southlands.
Find
All right.
these grave binders. Allow
How-
them to make us so we can enter the city.
How else are we going to get the ones with the warm blood below? Tell me that.
I have no fucking idea, but let's go. Let's do that then.
I know what they do to your kind.
Make some of us invisible, but they
That-
may be able to detect that. I'm not sure.
And that's temporary.
Yes.
I think the only way is the way we're discussing. The Greybinders is the only way to get us all down there.
Do any of you think it is a bit humorous that we started off our adventures together by infiltrating a city of Paranalian do-gooders, and now we are infiltrating a ghoul city? It's like we are rat catchers or something.
Not only that,
it's
but we are
irony.
sleeping.
Oh, I find
Fate.
it immensely amusing. I find everything amusing, though. So maybe that's just the wine.
Let's hope it goes as well as that did.
Well, here's to our continued success. I'm a bit saddle sore, so I will go retire for the evening.
Yes,
do.
here's to fucking unbearable clear sunny skies.
Don't worry.
Not for long.
Yes, soon we'll be in your territory.
Yes, where there is no sun.
And the Shadow Roads, which, of course, we all love.
I hope we
wait.
get very good guide.
The Shadow Road's our favorite.
Yes.
Beat leaves and goes to sleep.
Same with
So
Ariana.
Yep.
So as you
I'm
all
tired.
retire for the evening, again, anyone that kind of peeks out in the evening or anything like that, again, you'll notice there's not a specific guard to each one of your doors, but you are led to like a hallway that does have an end to it. And there are always spear maidens kind of hanging out casually. But you're all 11th level. You're halfway to demigods. You understand the intention is to just make sure that there are eyes towards you at all times. But again, they appear to be honorable to their word, at least to the extent that that the people with them have maintained theirs. So despite the mumblings of murder, Keylora seems to have kept her word, returned the sword, and again, the enemy of my enemy is not my friend, but is quite useful, seems to still be in effect. So unless anyone wants to do anything specific, the night will pass relatively uneventfully. And as morning rises the next day, you exit the room. You are served breakfast, the kind of breakfast that most of you can eat. Unfortunately, there is not flesh on the current menu, at least not human flesh. So if you have rations, that is up to you, Cutter. At breakfast, the High Priestess does arrive. Many of her wounds appear to have been healed at this point. Either a cleric at another temple or one of theirs was able to kind of finish the job that had previously been started. And as... Oh, who did we lose? Eric?
We lost Eric.
Gotcha. No worries. We'll wait a second or two.
I'm
and
Eric now.
You are Eric.
He always sleeps in.
I'm still
I
pretty
am
solidly as a DM, though.
Yeah, you are.
Ooh, I have
I'm-
chin and forehead.
I'm like 3/4 Cutter, so I'm good.
There you go.
I'm 100% beat him.
Yep.
I'm
Gotcha.
Eric now.
So we can
Oh.
throw a
Oh,
couple
man.
of
You look
things
like
out while we're waiting
Bieber.
for him. Bit and channel points used to cast spells on the party to aid or hinder them. Aid me in my fight against them. Don't forget to drop those channel points so we can make Jess. Well, I don't know where she is now. Bottom line. DM a community, a game for the community, 5e or some other game. We will figure out what happens with that. For those here, feel free to drop a follow. Puts us closer to our follower goal so we can run the Tomb of Mercy module by Source of Victory. If those here do not know who Source of Victory is, please go check out his website, check out his modules. He is an incredibly intelligent, achieved, just the way he thinks about games is fantastic. And he never stops working. So go check out sourceofvictory.com and check out his works, read his interviews, listen to the people talk to him. Lost them. Gosh, what else do we have going on?
Oh, I got a charity book here. Can you see?
Yeah, the book.
Can you?
Oh
see
yeah,
it?
we need to make
you
a command
can't
for that.
see
We
it.
can't.
Yeah, I think you gotta
we
turn
can't.
off
I gotta turn off the
So,
filter.
Yeah.
unfortunately, we had a member of our stream and our community pass away not too long ago, in one of our other campaigns that has since been, abandoned. But Jason, if we can get an exclamation point, Jason, I'll just drop that. Is a fantastic writer, and
There we
he
go.
wrote a book about his and our friend Doug's character. Forged of Ice and Blood. I'm still waiting for my copy to arrive. But all
basically
proceeds...
chronicles the first adventure of Thurg and Thrubadorn.
True.
And all proceeds perpetually, if I remember correctly, will go towards his
perpetually.
family. When he passed, his family had just asked, in lieu of everything, to just give donations of any kind to his children's college fund. He had 2 small children. So the proceeds from that, the proceeds from the Thrub Love sticker in our merch store will perpetually go to his family as well. So if you would go check that out, that would be wonderful, and it would benefit a good cause. Just waiting for Eric to get back.
Got some shout outs for our other stuff? Do you have any rants and raves coming up? Or
not yet. We can shout out Fable 42, who was our first raid of the evening. And it was Lark Network for the next one. And thank you all so much for being here, for being part of the raid and sticking around for a while. We really appreciate that. Eric is back. Yay!
All right.
He will
And
be
everyone's where they need to be.
It just bounces right back. Look at how that
Oh,
works.
yeah.
Oh, I spelled it wrong.
There we go.
Good to
All
see you, my friend.
Thanks. I don't know what
That's
happened.
better.
All of a sudden, boom, everything, the whole computer shut down, like out of nowhere.
Yeah, no worries. So as I don't remember, the high priestess came in, and she said that your guide has been has been obtained. She will actually be on the Shadow Road waiting for you. Oh no! Oh no!
just got to get the
No, it's
filters
me.
going.
We got him. We'll get it. She will be on the Shadow Road waiting for you. She will inevitably demand some type of payment. The road to Sawali is quite long. Before you leave, before we guide you out to the entrance to the Shadow Road, were there any other questions you had?
You do not seem worried that time is of the essence in saving Duke Abgost. In your knowledge of, do you understand why they have taken him?
Hello, that one guy. I am quite worried, small one, but I am also quite old. And this is not the first time nor the last time that the undead, the evils of this world, will rise and be defeated and fall once again. I'm quite aware of what is at stake. Oracles across the entire continent have been crying out about this dark ritual. There is some time. And unfortunately, with what needs to be done, we must rely on the likes of you.
How much time?
From what we can gather,
Your cynicism is being detected because you're laying it on. Quite
Sylvester, this woman is a high priestess. She is an expert.
We are here
We are
here to help, and we are being judged because of what we look like.
And we judge them because of what they look like. Let's not let one turn undo another. Please, High Priestess. He is a good man. Do not let his bristliness rub you the wrong way.
It is of no concern. I understand that I bristle as well. From what we can gather from the various oracles, it appears to be with the next new moon.
Do we know how long that would be?
We don't keep calendars here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you ask her,
Calendars are evil.
the last new moon was barely a few days ago.
Oh.
So you have what appears to be the majority of the month before the ritual can be accomplished.
Or three check-ins with Lucan.
We will be doing all that we can up here on the surface as we either prepare for your failure or hope for your success in this matter. We are doing everything we can currently to aid you, as you seem to both have the backing and the abilities to hopefully accomplish this task. If there is more that you ask of us, we will do what we can, and we can hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
It has been very lovely staying with you. Thank you.
And I meant no disrespect, but...
Oh, it's okay, I did.
I know you did.
She chuckles.
Excellent.
As you, she kind of directs you out towards the front of the temple. Kind of last farewells as you're led by a number of spirit maidens out of Jost. You are led through, not through the middle of the town, but kind of out towards the back again. There are some small areas where you are able to leave.
Really quick, what was her name?
Her name was, I just want to make sure I spell it right for you. High Priestess. Here, let me just drop it into chat so you guys can see it. It's Jugona Mazarek, High Priestess of Sif, the goddess of Spear Maidens, wife of Thor, who was the mask of Perun, ruler of Paranelia. So,
title.
As she, well, I just added that stuff on at the end as a bonus. She's got it. So as they lead you out of the city, it takes about an hour to get to where you're going. You find what appears to be a copse of trees, and they direct you towards this two large trees with these entwined branches. Once you kind of clear some of the brush out of the way, some of the smaller leaves, you see it almost forms this doorway. If you're looking for a doorway, it looks like a doorway. If you were just looking for a copse of trees, it just looks like two interesting trees that have kind of intertwined some branches. The doorway, or what they say, leads through this kind of opening between these two intertwined trees. They tell you that all you need to do is walk through it backwards and you'll be on the Shadow Road.
I think they're making fun of us.
Let's go.
Your guide, they tell you that your guide's name is Selvin. She will be waiting for you on the Shadow Road. She is Shadow Fae herself. You were reminded that there will be a fee.
Selvin?
Selvin.
We used to have one of those.
Yeah.
A fee?
There will be a fee for her to guide you to Sawali. The road to Sawali.
Paid by us is what they're implying, correct?
Yes.
I roll my eyes. Like, all right, we'll save you and we'll pay the fee. See you. And I walk away because
backwards.
Yeah, backwards.
You walk backwards
I
into
walk
the
away
tops of
backwards.
trees.
Like
Them on your
this.
Just
Like,
drinking.
bye.
So
I'll pay the fee, but you know,
Skeletor breaking
we'll
the
go
mirror
save you.
after he
Yeah.
walks
Yeah.
through.
Cool. Later.
yeah,
And I
So
let my disdain be known
gotcha.
for sure. Yeah.
So
Yes.
could everyone but Eric please take off their headphones?
Oh, but me. Okay. Sorry. The but me I caught me off guard.
So Sylvester,
Yeah.
as you're walking backwards towards the doorway, you notice this bright light actually flash behind you, this orange light, and heat strikes your back.
Hmm.
As you turn around, this space between the trees has changed. But no one but you seems to notice, as this entire area fills with fire. The rest of the group is still kind of chatting, wrapping their belongings, getting ready to go through the portal, and doesn't seem to see these trees. They're now just wreathed in flames appearing through this doorway. As you watch, a figure in blue robes steps out of this burning portal. Again, you look around and no one seems to notice this figure except for you. As the figure emerges, you see a familiar face. One from your childhood and one that you have seen recently in a vision. The figure says to you, "You have done well in executing your master's wishes. It is past time that you met your patron face to face. Come with me." And as he says that, he turns and walks back through the portal.
I definitely follow him. However, is there do I know, can I leave Annie to let them know sorry? Back soon? Or is there any way to leave a message to them?
You get the sense that you need to just go.
Then I just go.
So as you walk through that burning portal, your vision just turns into nothing but bright light. And I need to come up with a signal to make everybody put their headphones back in. Yeah. I need to come up with a symbol. I think this works for next time. So as you are all getting ready, gathering your belongings, Sylvester kind of giving attitude, flicking the bird, you see him actually turn face forward, walk into the portal, and just disappear.
Huh. The portal we're about to enter, or a different portal that this was?
No, yeah, he just kind of just turned back around and just like walked through.
Let's go.
So we walked forward into the portal.
Yeah, he did.
They were trying to make us look like fools.
I do not know. They've been pretty honorable so far. What do you think, Beacon? You knew the Shadow Fae that was with us before.
I'm not sure
He
what
was a
choice.
dry man.
I'm not sure what choice we have but to follow suit.
So you guys are just gonna walk onto the Shadow Road?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
We know that people have to do strange things. Did we not make 2 circles before entering road last time?
Yeah, you had to spin around twice and open with your left hand last time.
Yes, I don't
So
know.
are you-
Kariv, very superstitious people. And if it's worst thing happens, I walk backwards into the door. No big deal. Will you come with me, Beetham?
Let's do exactly as the guide did. I think we will be inviting problems if we do not.
Yes. So Victor does what the guide suggested. Goes backwards.
Okay. So as each of you turn backwards and walk through the portal, each one of you disappears in the same way that Sylvester did. And as the last one of you steps backwards through the Shadow Road, you all have this familiar sense of darkness, of kind of this oppressive kind of feel on you. As you turn forward, you see in the distance what appears to be a figure, most likely your guide. But as you look around, you see 3 other figures with each of you, and you don't see Sylvester. And that's where we'll end our session for the evening.
Woo!
Yay. Oh man,
So-
what the heck happened? Where did he go?
Sylvester's
Couldn't have
internet
walked
went
forward.
out.
Yeah, I was sucked into the bad internet.
Yeah, sucked all the way deep into the bad internet.
The internet sucks.
My brain is broken. Let me bring up my outro. First of all, can we please get another shout out for Fabled 42, who was our first huge raid of the night, and for Lark Network, a shout out for Lark Network. They were our second raid. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate everyone that stuck around for those. Thank you so much for watching our games. This is our Evo campaign. If we could get a Theros in chat, please. On Monday nights, Beatum, who plays Andy, runs a Mythic Odysseys of Theros campaign. Currently, tomorrow's Twilight, Monday at 7 p.m. PST. And it, as I said, is in the Theros D&D previously Magic setting that has been released. On some Sundays when work and life and the general apocalypse is not happening, we do, Andy also does do paint streams. It's Painting with Evil Andy. If we could get an exclamation point paint in chat, please. We also do some random events at times. I've done some Rogues and Rants with Sursa Victory, where we play his remake of the 1980s Rogue game as we talk about various aspects of game design, D&D, and various things like that. So if you could drop a Sursa in chat, I'd appreciate that. Can we get an Andy as well? A Jason. I will throw out a Sketch Risk. Sketch Risk is the fantastic artist who did, I don't know why I just did, I don't know why I added him.
Hoping you're
Sketch Risk
sure.
is the fantastic artist who did, am I backwards in the thing? All of the art that you see next to me rotating through, yeah, I did it right. All of that. So if you, that is linked to his Twitter account. He does some amazing artwork for us. It is fantastic. What else? I wrote it down. Oh, if you could just drop the socials, either exclamation point socials, or if you want to do the link tree, exclamation point Discord as well. If you guys want to join our Discord, help us continue to build our community, get more insight into the games. You will see us here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. As we said before, the link to the book that Jason wrote about our friend who passed, where all proceeds will go to benefit his family, will be on our link tree as of pretty much when I finish the stream. I'll get that popped up there either tonight or tomorrow morning. If you go to our merch store, the Thrub Love sticker, again, in perpetuity, all proceeds will go to benefit his family. Can we get an exclamation point Jason as well, because you can hear him streaming and talking and doing his 1,000 words.
Oh, I already did, but I can do it again.
No. And then we are going to pass on all of you wonderful viewers to another stream that I'm going to look for
have a suggestion.
Go for it, please.
Fabled 42 is currently streaming.
What?
You're back streaming?
Really?
Mhm.
Back?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
let's jump right back on those
Really?
guys.
I
That was
followed him
awesome.
and I don't see him on my list.
It looks like
Oh, did I follow him with Melee? Is that what I did?
yeah, they are streaming right now. They're streaming Dungeons and
Oh.
Dragons right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a rerun. They're doing a rerun.
Oh, they're doing a rerun.
Yeah. Let's go with.
There's
And-
Matty Morgs. There's
There's a campaign called Death of the Deities that's really kind of tickling. Paul Dances is on again. I know we've rated them a couple of times. There's a lot of people on right now. Let's go with Critical Fail Academy. I've peeked in on them before.
All right.
So thank you all so much again for being here. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and raid them. So for those of you that are here, thank you so much. Please stick around for the raid. We are going to kick over to some in credits as we get this ready to run and get everyone gathered into it. So again, join us again next Wednesday. If you'd like to see the continuation of our EVO campaign, please check out our YouTube to catch up on all the past episodes. Again, we streamed, I think, 30 episodes before we started streaming, but we do have an episode that recaps all of those. So check those out. Check us out Monday, where Andy runs our Theros campaign. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for the massive raids. You guys have a wonderful evening. As I said, please stick around for the raid. And thank you.
bye.
Bye.